Fires burning. Toronto's Premier Doug Ford seeks to put out a diplomatic fire from some in the U.S. calling for sanctions against Canada.
Those same elected officials from the Republican Party, why don't they talk to their governor and see how they can support us?
The Brewers say tonight's game against the Marlins is on, even as the air quality index approaches 400 in Milwaukee, and FIFA is monitoring the air over New Jersey for Sunday's World Cup final. Michigan still has it the worst from the intestinal illness that has victims camping out in their bathrooms. Another 700 cases just since yesterday, just in Michigan. The CDC looking at contaminated lettuce sold to Taco Bells in Michigan, plus Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia. DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen says states that don't investigate their voters for possible election fraud could lose federal money. This is ABC News. A hacker got access to part of the Coca-Cola computer network tied to a dairy company that it owns. So Coca-Cola is shutting down the production of that dairy in connection with a ransomware event. Gas prices approaching a nationwide average $4 a gallon now. Diesel at $5. Experts pointing to both the U.S.-Iran war and Ukraine's attacks on Russian energy. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
In total, a new estimate from Moody's Analytics finds that the typical American household has now spent $620 extra in gas, diesel, and jet fuel expenses in the nearly 5 months since the start of the Iran war. Of course, this comes on top of years of stubbornly high prices for other everyday essentials, groceries, housing, and utilities.
And right now we are seeing oil trading much higher. Brent crude, the international number, is up more than 4% to $88 a barrel. U.S. crude up to $82 a barrel. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
A Seattle man is preparing to run across Iceland for a great cause. That is one story coming up. But first, a check on your KIRO News Radio traffic. Out in Monroe, we're seeing a 2-mile bumper-to-bumper backup eastbound 2 heading into downtown Monroe. South 5 slows from Northgate to the Convention Center, taking about a half hour to make that trip from Linwood. North 5, you're heavy from the Michigan Curve to the Columbia Tower. You'll catch a little break and jamming up again at Mercer to the Ship Canal Bridge, where Revive I-5 is taking up 2 right lanes. That's with us till the end of the year. Plan on 20 minutes right now to get through this. South 405, scattered backups between Bothell and Bellevue. And at Federal Way, westbound 18, already bumper-to-bumper from Military Road to I-5. On the water, the Edmonds Ferry Terminal, a 2-hour wait for drivers, and you're stacked up for about a mile there on State Route 104. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The King County Prosecutor's Office has an update on their Safer School strategy. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas explains.
It says part of that effort is letting school districts know when kids get into serious trouble with the law. During this past school year, King County prosecutors made 78 notifications to school districts about children with pending felonies involving guns. That is 78 court cases, with a total of 300 since the program launched in 2024. The program is a way to bridge the communication gap between school districts in King County and the prosecuting attorney's office. Now, before this system, schools weren't always aware if students were facing felony gun charges and might only find out if that student was convicted. The prosecutor's office believes this helps schools do better safety planning and threat assessment.
A Seattle man is about to run 220 miles across Iceland alone to help Ukrainians who've lost arms and legs in the war. KIRO News Radio's Amanda Factor shares his story.
Dima Voidovich was born in Ukraine and has lived in the U.S. for 22 years.
And when I learned that it's only $1,000 to fund rehabilitation work for somebody in Ukraine, I'm like, I'm all in.
Last summer, he ran 102 miles through Seattle and raised $22,000 through a Seattle-based nonprofit. That money paid for a month of rehabilitation for 22 people.
The number of civilians who are losing their legs or arms is just staggering.
This year, he's doubling the miles and the goal. Voidovich heads to Iceland July 31st. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
And you can find the link to donate at mynorthwest.com. Several new wildfires are burning across Washington after Thursday's thunderstorms brought widespread lightning to the state. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports hundreds of homes are in the path of one fire with level 3 evacuations in effect.
In the town of Nispelum in eastern Washington, residents are being ordered to leave now. In nearby Omak, lightning caused the Kaiser Canyon fire stretching 2,100 acres, roughly the size of 650 Costco stores. And just north of Snoqualmie Pass, the Three Queens fire Reaction from the local fire chief there.
Those are things that make the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear fires this close to Snoqualmie Pass.
There were 8,000 lightning strikes across the state Thursday. The Department of Natural Resources issuing a burn ban Friday morning. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And the Department of Natural Resources has implemented a burn ban on all land they operate starting today. And now check out your KIRO News Radio weather. A dry, sunny weekend ahead, only adding fuel to these wildfires. Temps climbing every day, 75 today and tomorrow, near 80 Sunday. And then Monday, we ramp it up to the upper 80s, and that lasts through most of next week. Partly sunny and 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Friday to everybody out there. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Happy Friday, brother.
Happy Friday. We have so much stuff. We have so much stuff to talk about today. It's interesting because we just don't have enough time for all of it. I mean, we've got easily 6 hours worth of material. We're going to have to figure out how to jam-pack into 3 hours, which for the regular listener out there who doesn't have to do a show every day where you talk for 3 hours, you might think 3 hours is plenty of time. You can get lots of stuff covered, and the truth is you really can. So if you're having any kind of a meaningful conversation, then it just kind of it goes fast.
Yeah, you want to get into the conversation. You want to get deep.
So we have we got to do, yeoman's work trying to figure out. There's all these stories to talk about. There's the Trump speech from last night. There's the media reaction to Trump's speech last night. There's the Blue Angel controversy that everybody's talking about. They got Seafair coming up, and are they still going to perform? Because you got some folks in Pensacola who are like, they flew too low. You got a local group of people who are trying to get the Blue Angels shut out. We're going to talk about all that in a minute.
Are they still after that?
They're still after that. And none of these stories even come close to what the people want to talk about. And what the people want to talk about is Jimothy.
They want to talk about. No, you're right. They do. And
they want to talk about it. Here he is. If you're watching on the YouTube, that right there is not a chupacabra. That is clearly. It looks like a raccoon with some sort of a spina bifida or something. He's got like a deformed,
shortened spine syndrome.
Shortened spine, but he's a raccoon.
Speculates a local veterinarian asked about this. Our own Luke Ducey did a cover story.
Yeah.
On My Northwest. This is the top of the page story.
This is far and away with a bullet the number one thing that people are clicking out. Well, no, nobody should use a bullet with Jimothy. Number one with a hug.
Yeah. And some peanuts. What do you think, Trash Pandas?
This is a perfect example of a calibration that needs to happen in the people that you get your news from. Not you. I'm saying in general, the way that we all see the world.
Yeah.
The algorithms, they chase you around. If I were to look at my X right now, I guarantee you the number one story that I would see would be media reaction to Trump's election integrity speech last night. That's what it would be.
Yeah. And 2 days ago, it was for me. It was reflecting upon drained.
Yes.
The whole what vandalism.
Whatever
blah, blah,
they
blah.
think your side of things is, they're going to feed that to you. And in reality, normal people, they just want to look at a deformed raccoon.
They really.
And they want to root him on. And they go get that trash, buddy.
Have you seen the videos of young Jimothy as a baby?
No, I can't tell a raccoon's age. I can't tell a kid's age. Why am I going to know a raccoon?
I know. Again, when I first saw that, to be fair and completely transparent, I was terrified. I didn't know what that was.
Oh my gosh!
There you go. Look at the videos of young Jimothy as
we're watching a YouTube. We're watching something right now. If you guys are not enjoying us on YouTube, you are missing an adorable. What a sweet little guy. So this little raccoon basically looks like if you were to take a picture of a raccoon. Let's say you printed one out. Let's say it's like the 1900s, and you print something out. Mm-hmm. And then you were to fold it directly in half in the middle so that his back legs almost meet his front legs.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. No midsection to speak of. That's exactly what this little guy looks like, and he's adorable. Raccoons are all adorable.
What I love, though, is if this video, we just have a quick little clip of it. There's a long video that someone sent Luke Ducey when he did this story. And it's an entire, I'm not sure of the right verbiage for what a group of raccoons is.
Yeah.
But there's a whole family, mother and many young raccoons.
I'm sure somebody could tell us.
And they're playing with their little brother. He's just,
he's just
tagging along.
It's like a Tiny Tim, but he's a raccoon.
Yes.
Tiny Jimothy.
Yes.
It's so cute. You can see this if you guys are interested. If you're not watching, it's called a gaze. Actually, a group of raccoons is called a gaze of raccoons.
Because they're looking through your patio.
GAZE. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If you're not watching on the live stream, you can go see a picture of Jimothy on mynorthwest.com. And he's in the Ballard neighborhood, and apparently he's been seen all of his life. He's obviously very noticeable. People do notice a raccoon that looks like he was cut in half and then reconnected.
The beauty is that this is a sign of modern times and modern technology.
This is what people care about.
20 years ago, there would have been this urban legend of this chupacabra-esque thing.
Because nobody would have
right.
Unless you have a shoulder cam VHS ready to go, just filming all the time, and that's expensive. You cannot waste that tape. Then you're not going to catch a picture of
tape over your kid's birthday party or the playoff game you've been saving on that VHS.
That's exactly right. But he's adorable. So that's what people are clicking on. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife have some advice. They say he appears to be very capable. He walks, he climbs, he even finds food on his own. If you encounter Jimothy, they say please admire him from a distance. He's an animal. Avoid approaching and feeding it.
Yeah, as you would take the precautions you would of any raccoon.
Yeah.
Of any raccoon.
You know, it'd be a real shame if you did happen to, if you're in the Ballard neighborhood and Jimothy happened to be in your yard and you tried to approach him and then he hissed at you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a raccoon would do.
Oh, yeah.
Raccoons are vicious.
Yeah,
Don't get near a raccoon.
Yeah.
They could be rabid, and he might be a jerk.
Ours are drunk.
Your raccoons?
I tell you, well, I may have mentioned this. We have a very mature 50-plus-year-old grapevine that runs along the entire length of our home.
That's a beauty.
It starts in the southeast corner of our home, and the trunk is literally 10 inches around.
Oof.
And it runs up the house and then down the entire eaves of our roof.
Light or dark grapes?
Light champagne grapes.
That's beautiful. In the summertime?
Yes,
oh
but come October, because we don't pick them, come October when they start to ferment.
That's a problem.
These raccoons use this thing as a super highway.
Really?
They truck along that vine because it's chained, it's held up by chain. It's so heavy. It's perennial.
Yeah.
And it's held up by chain, and these grapes grow every year, and these raccoons feast on these grapes, and every once in a while they get a little full of themselves at last call.
Just drunk as a skunk.
And they're looking at you through the window, hanging upside down, eating grapes, and you like shoo them away. You're trying to, make quick movements or bright flashes. They just look at you, almost flip you off with their little paw, and just keep eating grapes, hanging upside down.
Nasty little drunks, those raccoons.
Right.
Nasty. Well, that's a shame.
But it's
fun to watch.
That's nature in our communities.
Jimothy's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch.
Stay away from
Beautiful.
From a distance, like the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says. Keep a distance on these things.
Speaking of keeping a distance, shall we move on to the
This
Blue
is a
Angels,
perfect segue.
right?
There you go. There's a controversy here that I don't understand. This is in Pensacola. This happened. There's a Blue Angels flyover. It's called Breakfast with the Blues, which sounds phenomenal to me. This is exactly the kind of thing. If I lived in Pensacola, I would be there. You sit on the beach. The water's warm. You have Blue Angels performing for you. They fly over you. And in this case, they get very, very close. I'm going to play some audio for you guys, and you're going to hear, if you want to turn your audio down a tiny bit, because it's quite loud. But this is audio from what has now become this controversial viral flyover that happened in Florida, which is now causing local Blue Angel shows at Seafair. There's questions from the local community about should they still perform, yada, 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 which is going to lead to our question of the day in just a second. But let me play you the moment in question in Florida. Where it's on the YouTube as well. And what you can see happening, it's going to be another one here. What you can see in the video, which you can't see when you're hearing it, is it flies so low that some of the towels on the ground,
the jet wash,
some of the umbrellas,
chairs,
sand just poof,
sandstorm
picks up, and everybody's like, woohoo!
So the controversy is Blue Angel flyovers are part of American culture.
Yeah.
I mean, the Blue Angels at Seafair, it happens all over America. My friends back in Maryland, my hometown, every year the Blue Angels do a show over the beach at Ocean City, Maryland. Very similar to what happens in Pensacola.
Mm-hmm.
Pensacola's a Navy town.
Yeah, it's where they're stationed.
Blue Angels are
stationed
part
in Pensacola.
They're the fabric of Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah.
The problem is that the two jet flyover that we have video of, the first jet flies over quickly at low speed. The second jet flies above the crowd on the beach at an altitude that has been questioned. There's question if it's a safe enough altitude to be above this crowd.
Yeah.
If the jet wash and the noise from this, is it an F-18?
I think it's an F-18 Super Hornet. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that dangerous to the public? Is the noise dangerous? Is the jet wash dangerous? Is the possibility? I mean, accidents happen.
Yeah.
You know, we fly in Seattle. They fly over Lake Washington, do all these things.
Our geography is so different than Pensacola, though. I mean, you could that's a long stretch of beach.
They've been doing this for a long time, and I guarantee you, if they had flown this type of pattern at this altitude over the people watching from the beach in prior years, wouldn't be a story today. I think this is a new tactic, a new maneuver.
Do you like it?
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like it at all.
You hate America.
I love
it.
Scene.
I love it. It's
I love the Blue Angels.
No, I know you do.
I do.
And you love America.
I
was
love
joking,
America.
Obviously.
I know.
We're
But
gonna get 1,000 text
here's
messages.
not to get too, not to get my silo of information, but they had what was it? Helicopters that fly over the Kid Rock 4th of July parade.
Yeah.
Right. There was an investigation that was called off by the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth.
Okay.
There was a incident about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, of Army helicopters doing a flyover that was also the pilots were reprimanded and suspended.
Okay.
There's a naval investigation called for with this particular flyover. U.S. Navy is calling for an investigation to see if safety protocols were ignored.
I disagree.
I'm just giving you the facts.
The acting Navy Secretary Hung Chow posted on X after a flight debrief. He says, "No reprimands, no firings, no problem. That's the sound of freedom. Semper Fi and hoo-yah."
Okay.
I think I'm fine with it. I mean, here's how I feel about Blue Angel shows. I think the reason that I like them is that I understand. Number one, they're voluntary for the public. They don't. It's not obligatory. You're not required to go and see them.
Yeah.
There is a tiny sense of risk involved for the general viewing audience when you go see a Blue Angel show. Just a tiny.
Yeah, okay.
With any air show that you go to, you've seen accidents happen at air shows.
You do, yeah. But
it's not just Blue Angels. It's anything that you're around with a jet is inherently a tiny bit dangerous because you can't guarantee that they're going to fly perfectly.
I'll give you that.
But of all the pilots that I trust flying, it's the Blue Angel pilots. And those guys and gals are so good. And if you watch, there's a phenomenal documentary on Prime about the Blue Angels that I highly recommend watching. The practice and the attention to detail and every single thing that they do going into these shows it's at the very, very highest level. And so I trust that they're going to keep us safe. Did this look low? Yeah, it looked low. But like you said earlier about Jimothy, we have camera footage of everything now. It's not the first time they've flown low.
I don't know that they. You're right. I don't know. It's if it's the first time they've flown low. I
like when they fly low. That's the fun. The funnest part of
the best part is when they're right over your head.
The best part of when they fly over at Seafair is the pass where like they're kind of doing their thing, and there's two of them that have kind of disappeared, and it's like a sleight of hand move that they pull, and they go like, I'm watching these fleur-de-lis out here, and I'm not even noticing. There were 6 of them when we started. I don't even know where they are now.
Next thing
and then all of a sudden,
they part your hair for you.
Right over your head. And you have to, you duck down and you get scared. And it's like.
Yeah, but when you got the jet wash that literally throws chairs and umbrellas around on a beach and sand is blown sideways, kids are covered holding their ears.
Yeah, but so does wind. Wind does that. We're not stopping wind.
I think you can enjoy the Blue Angels from a safer distance than that pilots demonstrated over that beach in Pensacola. I really do. I think there's kind of become a bravado cavalier element to this.
Listen, if you don't think that bravado is built into the DNA of the Blue Angels, then you're.
I think the first jet that went by was wild. The second guy buzzing the crowd like that you don't need to be that dangerous to be wild.
That's what
I think.
That's what they do. So my question to you is then, what do you think has changed at the Blue Angels that suddenly they're dangerous to the crowd? Because I don't think they're dangerous to the crowd.
I think leadership has consequence.
What does that mean?
I mean, Pete Hegseth's an embarrassment. It's just my opinion. He's unqualified. He's undisciplined.
Can I ask you a question about that?
He hates beards. Now he's going to test the military for testosterone levels.
We're losing focus here.
We're not. The problem with the reason that there's a pilot.
You think the reason the Blue Angels flew too low in Pensacola is because of Pete Hegseth?
Yeah, and then he appoints a Navy secretary and says, no problem, no reprimand, booyah, hoorah, whatever. That's ridiculous.
So you think
the statement from the Naval Secretary ought to be, we're going to examine this incident to see if protocols were breached, see if public safety was unnecessarily put at risk.
Yeah.
While the Blue Angels are a proud and honored part of American culture and military expertise, putting public safety at risk is not a standard the U.S. military takes pride in. That's what there should have been hoorah, boogie boogie, T level America.
T what?
T levels, trying to find testosterone level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just
personally,
it's not a member measurement contest.
Who's measuring memberments?
These guys that are flying 18 feet over the crowd at
Spike,
a beach in Pensacola.
You just said 2 minutes ago the best part of the Blue Angel show is when they fly low.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it possible this guy flew low, too low? Yes, totally possible.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that a direct order from Pete Hegseth? I would be surprised if it was a direct order from Pete Hegseth.
Am I wrong
that I
about
want
the
you to
fact-
start doing a member measurement by flying too low over people in Pensacola, Florida.
I don't think that was the exact verbiage of the
That's
declaration.
what your whole thing was just about.
No, the guy's got a skewed set of priorities.
But we're talking about the Blue Angels here. How
I
did
know
it get
we
to
are.
Pete Hegseth member measurement?
Because that's what allows for this type of
Let's get to our
lack of
question of the
discipline.
day. I thought we were having fun. Good Lord.
How big is your? That's our question.
No, here's our question of the day. There is a local group. Okay, so the Blue Angels are supposed to perform at Seafair. There's a local group that is headed up by Breck Lebeg. He is a former Air Force doctor, and he's a longtime critic of the Blue Angels. He wrote an op-ed even a couple years ago. I think it was in Seattle Times about how he doesn't want them in Seattle anymore, and the noise, and the effects, and the jet fuel emissions, and all that stuff. He says it's not good for Seattle, and people don't want it. And his group is asking Seafair and the Navy to not fly the Blue Angels in Seattle at Seafair this year. So my question to you, the audience, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. Do you agree that the Blue Angels are dangerous? Are you worried? What's so funny?
Okay. I just, go ahead.
Am I a crazy person? Or did you just not have a whole thing? And I'm talking about this guy now.
Yeah.
Are you worried about the safety of the crowd when the Blue Angels perform at Seafair? And if you are, should they be banned? I'd just like to hear from the audience on that opinion. 888-973-5476.
I can tell you right now, I feel they're not dangerous and they should be here.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. Now ask the question, should they fly 18 feet over the crowd on the beach at Seward Park?
Should they fly 18 feet over the crowd at the bebeach at Seward Park?
Yeah.
Somehow getting below the tree lines and the city tops. Yes. Is that something they should do?
No, they shouldn't. That's an unsafe maneuver.
We agree.
One of the guests at Pensacola says, I've been here 10 years and I've never seen a pass like this at any time.
I'm not saying it wasn't low. It was
No,
low,
yeah,
but
well,
it was like.
you said maybe they do
does
this
it
all
mean
the time.
inherently that the entire system in the Navy and everything is now working incorrectly because a jet flew low? No. In my opinion, in some other people's opinion in this room, it might be, but that's a different
That's
show.
what makes America great. That's what the Blue Angels fly for, buddy. The freedom to speak your mind in this country.
I'm happy you're speaking your mind.
Yeah.
I'm happy you're speaking your mind. All right, we got a lot more coming up. I want you to speak your mind on something else. Can we talk about striking hotel workers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You bet.
We got hotel workers in Washington. They are striking. We also have a new law in Washington, which means that striking workers can now get unemployment benefits. That's an interesting marriage that's now happening.
No risk, all reward.
So we're going to talk about that next. We're going to get some takes on this. You guys are free to give us your opinion on that too. 888-973-5476. All right, we got a ton more today. It's going to be a ton of fun. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
Back on February 8th, the countdown started at 167 days.
3, 2, 1.
Right after the clock showed zeros.
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
Now we're less than 2 weeks away. 8 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
We know that we're target number 1 now.
The home of the Super Bowl champs, KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team. They offer free estimates, free video inspections. Did your home survive the winter rainy season without any leaks? Maybe you don't know. Give Integrity a call at 206-202-ROOF. Schedule a free video inspection today. Is your insulation up to snuff for the summer's heat's coming? The heat's coming. Make sure that you're not losing energy dollars by having inferior insulation. IntegrityRC.com is the website. Book yourself a free video inspection today. They do repairs, replacements, restorations. They can do it all. IntegrityRC.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, to get 30, to get 20, 20, 20, to get 20, 20, to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Not all roofs are created equal, and not all warranties are either. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Right now, take advantage of free lifetime Golden Pledge warranties on all GAF shingle installations and save up to $3,000 or choose 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Summertime savings won't last forever. Protect your home with a roof you can count on for decades. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal joined One America, the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network, and other local groups to condemn a surge in ICE enforcement across the Puget Sound. Jayapal pointed to poor conditions and lack of oversight at Tacoma's Northwest Detention Center, demanding health inspections, accountability for deadly shootings, and a shift in federal funding away from detention and toward communities.
These private prison operators feed detained people rotten food, deny them water and medical care, including right here in Washington at the Northwest Detention Center.
Jayapal also called for independent investigations into ICE-related fatal shootings. Washington's Secretary of State is pushing back after President Trump's nationally televised address on election security. In a statement released today, the office says repeated claims of widespread election fraud have been disproven and argues recent federal cuts have weakened cybersecurity support for state elections. The Secretary of State also says Washington will continue protecting voters' private information and maintaining what it calls secure, transparent elections through ballot tracking, signature verification, and post-election audits. Brace yourself for multiple traffic headaches in and around Seattle. Montlake Boulevard will be closed all weekend just south of the U District, so crews can start replacing overhead signs.
I-5 is your alternate route. There's also, you can go through Boyer. We did this probably dozens of times in the last 4 years, and people have sort of adapted to it.
And it's not just Montlake. Northbound 99 across the First Avenue South Bridge is reduced to 2 lanes during the day on Saturday and Sunday. Eastbound 90 will close for routine maintenance overnight starting tonight through the Mount Baker and Mercer Island tunnels. And westbound 90 near Issaquah will be down to 1 lane through Sunday. The Mariners open the second half of the season tonight at home against the San Francisco Giants. Broadcaster Rick Riz believes the M's are still in a good spot, but some things need to improve.
They have to do much better hitting with runners in scoring position. Number one, get healthy. And also, the right-handed hitters have got to be much better against left-handed pitching. Dave Henderson used to tell me all the time, that's how you make your money as a right-handed hitter.
He talked with Seattle's Morning News. The Mariners are 48-49. It's at 1.5 games behind first place Texas in the AL West. Catch all the action tonight on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Now check at Wall Street where stocks are taking a hit today. The Dow down nearly 390, S&P 500 down 82, NASDAQ down 385. And now your traffic brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Monroe, both directions now of Highway 2 have some pretty lengthy backups heading through downtown, heavier in the eastbound direction. South 5 through Seattle slows from Northgate to the Convention Center up to 40 minutes from Linwood. North 5 scattered backups from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 scattered backups between Canyon Park now and Bellevue. And Tacoma to Olympia pushing an hour at 55 minutes. Scattered backups from the JBLM main gate all the way into Olympia. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone P&W Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. And now your weather, partly cloudy and 75 this afternoon. Tomorrow, 76, mostly sunny, 80 on Sunday. Then Monday, we kick it up a notch or two with highs pushing 90. Mostly cloudy and 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is a very interesting topic. So we started talking about this. I believe this was just right near the start of the World Cup. Yeah. The Embassy Suites workers going on strike. They are represented by Local 8, I believe. Union leaders with Unite Here, Local 8. This is a story from Como News that we have, and it's interesting. Some of these stats. So they say that 90% of the 117 striking workers at this Embassy Suites, which is actually, I think it's owned by Hilton now.
It's part of the Hilton Group. Yep.
So they're going to be striking, or they are striking, but they now, because enough time has passed, they now are going to be eligible to apply for unemployment benefits, which is a new perk for striking workers that Washington, before January 1st of this year, did not offer.
Correct. It was signed into law last summer, came into effect January 1. We're one of the first states in America that offers unemployment benefits to voluntarily striking workers.
What's interesting, too, is like if you are a union member and you have been involved in a strike in Washington in the past, you might get some, small amount of money. It's not going to cover all your pay that you're losing,
Sure.
but you might get some.
There's often strike funds put together by unions.
Strike funds, things like that.
Yeah.
But the idea is there's risk in it for both sides. There's risk in the company and not negotiating with the union because your work is not going to get the same level of attention if it doesn't have all these employees.
Especially when the World Cup comes to town.
Especially when the World Cup. And then for the employees, the risk is you're not getting your pay, and so you're not going to want to hold out on a strike longer than you would otherwise because you're not feeling, just as comfortable as you might be when you're working.
The decision to strike is not an easy one for workers, whether you're unionized or not. I mean, you're going to lose your livelihood. You're going to put everything at risk to prove your point, to exercise the leverage you have
in the past,
over your employer.
were.
That's what I'm saying about striking in general.
Yeah.
And we, again, as Washington, one of the first states in America to offer unemployment benefits to these striking employees, whatever the occupation is, it's like we are subsidizing
we're paying
their
for
leverage.
Yeah. This is some of the workers spoke with KIRO News, and we can kind of get into this here in just a second.
Being able to get unemployment, it's like it gives us a leverage in a way.
It really helps us in the current situation that we're in. I've applied myself, but still it is not enough to cover my expenses.
What's interesting, the law that went into effect, this was, I think, Senate Bill 5041. That's the law that went into effect, and it started January 1st. Critics of the law were arguing that actually this works against employers, and this helps prop up, like we were just saying, employees at labor who wouldn't otherwise strike for as long as they're going to. According to the Washington Employment Security Department, under this new law, 142 striking workers in Washington State between January 1st and July 15th, so when the story came out 2 days ago, have collected benefits now for various strikes and the unemployment that they're now entitled to per law in Washington, worth $506,000. Now that number would increase because this does not account for these 117 new strikers
this
from
is paid out through July 15th
Embassy
already.
Suites. What's your take on this? What do you think?
I'm not crazy about it because, like I said, it gives the striking employee leverage that you and I are paying for.
Yeah.
I mean, now our skin is in their game. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree.
I'm not crazy about it. I like the fact that labor is respected by state law. I think fair labor practices are an important part of building any economy, building any, a workforce has to be able to earn a living, whether it's, minimum wage numbers or it's, safe work condition or it's whatever the benefit might be to labor. Unions are good for a reason. There's the union movement from America changed how America does business. It eliminated, the 12-hour work days and 7-day work weeks, underage workers, unsafe work conditions. All these came about from unions.
Can be antiquated at times. I mean, it's not like
of course. Of course it can be. But there was a time when employers had all the power and employees had none. So I get it that it's great that you're standing up for workers, but there's no risk. It seems, it's only 6 weeks. I should point out, as opposed to the standard 26 weeks, someone would receive an unemployment benefits if they were to lose their job.
Yeah.
If they're for some reason.
But if you're voluntarily saying, I'm going to step away from my pay, and I'd like somebody else to pay it, I think most people hear that and they just go like, well, that doesn't seem fair. That we're all paying for you to step away from your pay, so you're not actually risking anything. You're not stepping away from your pay.
Well, you're
still getting paid.
I don't think you're getting full pay on unemployment benefits. I'm not sure if it's their full salary.
I don't know if it's 80 or 90, whatever it is. It's still the majority of your money. You're not really risking it.
Very little.
Yeah. And it also, I think there's a really good argument that if somebody was striking and they said, hey, you know what, I got 3 weeks to really walk the picket line and try to make my point. But if we go longer than a month, this is a problem.
Yeah, kid can't play summer baseball.
Now it might stretch it out an extra 3 weeks because you go like, you know what? I only have to make it so many days before. You have to make it. The way the rule works is after the second Sunday that the strike has started, you would then be eligible to apply for these benefits.
Right.
So you might have people who are going like, listen, guys, we just got to make it 2 weeks. And then 6 weeks of striking money.
Yeah, we can continue to bend our employer.
Now
bend him over and
that's law.
So I hear you.
It's law until 2035, unless it gets re-upped. And I imagine once you start something like this, it's very difficult to get it shut down.
Well,
so it's probably just going to be re-upped forever.
You're going to see a lot more strikes. If you're given this kind of assistance to labor against employment, you're going to see a lot more strikes in Washington.
It's funny because Governor Ferguson the other day, I forget when it was, but he was talking about how Washington is such a friendly business climate. He was saying it with a straight face, which is funny in itself. But you look at stories like this, honestly, for like employers, and you look at the tax rate that they're trying to increase for employers. There's just no way that somebody who's starting a new business is going to give Washington the same look that it's going to give another state. We're one of, 2 states that do this, or however many states do this? This is an extraordinary extra measure that works against employers. And if you are an employer who's thinking about hiring people and you're a responsible person who wants your business to succeed, I don't know how you can have this in your state and have this work to your benefit. It seems like it works against you.
But now you imagine you're a group as large as the Hilton Group, which is an international corporation. It's a big group.
Yeah.
Right? So they have so much, it's an unfair situation between the labor at this particular hotel in Seattle.
I don't know that. Do you know that?
Well, they haven't been able to come to an agreement. Their current contract expired in May.
What are they getting paid?
The union workers in...
People at the Embassy Suites Hilton.
Not covered in the story.
Well, you said it's unfair. I just want to we don't know what they're getting paid. And
we know what they're getting paid. What I'm saying is it's not like you're talking about the inability or the difficulty of starting or running a business in Washington.
Yeah.
But you have to look at this. This is an international hospitality corporation, Hilton. They're worth billions.
I understand.
So they can deny these workers a new contract for as long as they want, and they spend more on office
paper
supplies.
Clips.
Yeah. So
are they still clipping paper with clips?
Some people are. See what I'm saying? Though, this is a massive international corporation.
It's not the
state's
state's
117.
But it's not the state's responsibility to even that out.
I don't know. These people are working, tax-paying.
So you support this?
I know I'm not crazy about this law, but I'm trying to see both sides of this argument. If an international corporation has your citizens over a barrel from your citizens who work here, pay taxes here, spend their money here, and they're trying to negotiate what they feel is a fairer living wage so they can continue to provide the service for this employer, does this give them a little bit more of an even playing field to negotiate with their employer? So Hilton could hold out forever.
You don't no, they want to keep the Embassy Suites open. As if the workers aren't working, then that's a problem for the Hilton.
Yeah.
But you don't like that the Hilton has so much leverage.
No, I think that some corporations oftentimes have unfair advantages over the people they employ.
Let me ask you this question. I'm not trying to be a burr in your side.
Sure. No,
teacher strikes. How do you feel about teacher strikes?
Well, that's got a direct impact on. I can choose to go to a different hotel. I can't choose to put my kid in a different school.
It's why they're illegal in Washington State.
Yeah.
Yet they happen.
Yeah, because that's a service to the public.
Yeah.
And education is a guaranteed by state
tax
law
dollars.
Service. Yeah, no,
that whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, very interesting. We'd love your opinions on these. You can hit us up on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. This is a cool story. There is a local guy, young guy, 22 years old, from Spokane. He's possibly going to win the World Series of Poker.
Wow.
They still got a few days to compete. He's 22 years old.
Wow.
He is by far and away the chip leader. We're going to talk about that. And I have a personal poker connection to this story that I just want to share for anybody who is a big fan of the Dory Show. I'm excited to tell you the story when we come back. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old and immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I want to do.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Jazz Alley invites you to experience the soulful sounds of South Africa's own Jonathan Butler, a trailblazing voice in jazz, R&B, and soul. July 16th through the 19th, tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Avery Sunshine.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, We warehouse for you.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike, are you a poker player? Do you play cards?
You know, I'm not. I'm a terrible poker player. I've played cards all my life.
Would you like to play with me sometime?
No. Are you any good? No. You want to come over?
Yeah, you are invited.
I've gotten more invitations since confessing that I'm a terrible poker player.
That's actually a really good thing to do. It's actually, you tell people that you're bad, and then you actually end up being great.
I don't have a poker face. That's the thing. You have to be able to, you know, what I know of poker is that it's the one gambling game that I respect more than any other because it is skills-based. I mean, there's, of course, some luck involved.
Yeah, but it's not by chance.
It's poker. It's like skills-based. You can win with a crap hand if you're a good poker player.
One of the absolutely.
Right?
One of the biggest movies when I was in high school was Rounders. Do you remember Rounders with Ed Norton and Matt Damon?
Matt Damon, you bet. And John Malkovich.
You bet, man. And there's a line in the movie which is so true. It's actually written by the same guy who wrote The Billions. Remember, you know the show Billions?
Yes.
Same
I didn't
writer.
know that.
But he says it's not an accident that it's the same group of guys who make it to the final table every year because it's not about cards. It really is. You're reading the people at the table.
Right.
Rarely do you actually have good cards. If you play enough poker, it's rare. And even when you have good cards, there's a lot of reasons to not play those cards because you might read somebody else at the table having something just a slightly bit better than you.
That scene with Matt Damon where he goes around and bets, I can bet everybody in this table what you have.
Yeah.
Trying to bet the summer internship. And he literally laid out, he knew what all 5-6 players at that table were holding in their hands and what they were pursuing.
I want to watch that again.
Great
so
movie.
good. All right, so there's a young guy. His name is Lucas Jumalon, Jumalon. How would you pronounce that?
Jumalon?
Jumalon. Lucas Jumalon.
Let's go with Lucas.
He's 22 years old. He's from Spokane. Grew up in Spokane. And he is now going. I mean, he's the likely. Chip stacks aren't the most important thing, but he is doing very well at the World Series of Poker. When they pick back up, I guess they're on some sort of a hiatus or something. But when they pick back up on August 3rd at the main event, when you get to the main table. He has somewhere around like 150 million in chips. Now it depends on night to night. Or he has 194 million chips when the story was written, according to pokernews.com. And, obviously he's in a very good position that if he plays smart, he can win. Now, if at the final table, there's 9 guys at the final table, 9 people, it could be girls too. 9 people at the final table. The least he can walk away with at this point, according to the story, is $1 million. Wow. So he's already sitting there. He's going to be a millionaire. The most he's ever won up until this point is $23,000. So this is a big win for this kid. Wow. He's going to do well. So it's very exciting for him. But I got so excited talking about this story or looking at the story earlier because I do have a poker group that I play in.
You told me about it a couple times. And it's multi-generational?
Yeah.
You've been doing it for years?
Been doing it for years. We have, I think our youngest guy is probably, it's always like somebody will not be available. And so you'll invite somebody in to sit in for the night, and if you're likable, then we will put them on the list of the regular people that we'll put the invite out to.
How many players do you usually have?
Well, we have 17 on the list.
Okay.
And on any given poker night, you might have, we usually cap it at 10, so the first 10 people to respond get to play, so we have a full table. Sometime we'll do like 2 tables, and then we'll work our way down. We play tournament style.
Okay.
Work your way down, so you have like a top 3 scenario.
What's the average length of night?
Geez. Well, okay, so the other thing
you don't mind my asking.
No,
I find this fascinating.
Totally fine. So we start sharp at 6:30.
Okay.
And we usually end. It can easily go into 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And we have.
But you don't play through sunrise. You don't.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, what we end up doing is we have the blinds will be they increase pretty substantially towards the end of the night.
Yeah.
And they're all on
whittle
timers.
down players. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we're on timed rounds. But the reason I bring this up, and for the audience, I want to share this. Dory was part of my poker group. And so he used to come and play even after, we stopped working together. A couple years after we stopped working together, I started playing cards with this group of guys. And we needed an extra seat one night. And I called up Dory, because he and I would meet up from time to time for dinner or lunch
outside of the work, yeah.
And I said, hey, would you have any interest in playing cards? Because I knew he was like just an awesome card player. So he came in and sat in, and everybody's kind of starstruck because all these guys, the guys I play cards with were like massive Dory fans. So he's sitting there playing with all these guys, and then we're like, all right, you made the cut. We're going to invite you regular. And he used to come regular to the games, And then, obviously, sadly, Dory passed away. And after he passed away, Suzanne, his wife, reached out to me. She said, hey, Dory has this really amazing professional card table that I want to give to you. And so every poker night now, we bring this table out. It's got a special place in the closet. We bring it out. We play on it. And
was he a good player?
He was phenomenal.
Of course
he won every time.
Of course he was.
Yeah, he was great.
Oh, I love it.
Anyway, good memories and good luck to this kid.
Good luck to Lucas.
Lucas from Spokane. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got the 1 o'clock roundup. Top stories coast to coast coming up next. Stick around. Be right back.
Back on February 8th, the countdown started at 167 days.
3, 2, 1.
Right after the clock showed zeros.
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
Now we're less than 2 weeks away. 8 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
We know that we're target number 1 now.
The home of the Super Bowl champs, KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot.
Department of Homeland Security, we've identified 250,000 non-citizens registered to vote in just 4 states.
DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullins demanding states investigate voting, showing no evidence of non-citizen voting, threatening to pull money and criminally charge election officials in states that don't cooperate. Canada needs help.
We have over 100 aircraft in the air, combinations of helicopter water bombers and airplane water bombers as well.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford, his country has only enough fire crews to fight 1/6 of the nearly 900 wildfires blowing smoke across the continent. FIFA monitoring the air over New Jersey for Sunday's World Cup final. Major escalation of the Iran war, the U.S. targeting civilian infrastructure, hitting bridges at a major railway station in Iran. Global oil, $88 a barrel. This is ABC News. The UK has a PM in waiting.
What a moment. And what backing you've given me.
Andy Burnham, elected leader of Britain's governing Labour Party today, soon to become the 7th Prime Minister in a decade. As smoke fills the mall in D.C., Jason McCall, a tourist from Tennessee, is blowing off the smoke.
In a recent interview, he said that he would...
It's kind of natural to have wildfires. It's been that way for millions of years, so I have zero concerns. And it's a part of nature's process.
If there's a silver lining to this bad air warning, maybe it's this. Health officials say people under air quality warning shouldn't be vacuuming unless the vacuum has a HEPA filter. And don't fry food, don't broil food, don't burn candles, don't burn incense. If you have an air conditioner, put it on recirculate. If your AC doesn't have that, turn the AC off. Of course, smoking and vaping is out of the question. They say that an air quality index around 150 is like smoking a half pack of cigarettes. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
The Washington State Department of Transportation is jumping on the Jimothy bandwagon. Details coming up. First, your KIRO News Radio traffic out towards Sammamish. Both directions of State Route 202 are blocked right now at Ames Lake Road, where we have a collision. This is near milepost 14. This just happened about 10 minutes ago. No estimated time to reopen. Monroe, both directions of Highway 2 have been struggling for the past couple hours. You had about 2-mile backups in both directions approaching Frylands Boulevard. Linwood to Seattle is a 35-minute commute. It's heavy from 130th down to I-90. North 5 scattered backups from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. It's taken 25 minutes to clear this. South 405, you're slow through Canyon Park and Bothell. More scattered slowing from Bellevue to Renton. Alderwood to South Center is a 50-minute commute. And Tacoma to Olympia, we just hit 1 hour. This report brought to you by Bradley Johnson Lawyers and 1-800-DUI-AWAY, serving the Pacific Northwest for over 30 years with hundreds of 5-star reviews. 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The Washington State Department of Transportation says it's gross to look at and bad for the environment. We don't want Jimothy the raccoon crossing 4 lanes of traffic to get to it. In a new PSA, WashDOT says Jimothy wants to remind you trash belongs in the trash can, not in the median. The state spends about $17 million a year picking up and disposing of trash from its highways. Last year, it removed 726 tons. Security cameras captured the frightening moment when stray bullets narrowly missed 2 Arlington families during a children's birthday party. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss has more.
The first shots caught their attention. The next round had everyone running for their lives, including Justin Coker's 5-year-old son.
Seeing my son run across the street is the hardest thing in the world with gunshots hitting my house.
Bullets were fired through Coker's glass door, backyard, and even hitting his computer screen.
Bullets were within feet of me and my family and my neighbors, and, we don't feel safe anymore.
That's Coker shouting at the shooters, which the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office identified as neighbors living a few properties behind Coker.
The neighbors were legally target shooting, but Snohomish County Sheriff's Office is investigating and plans to recommend reckless endangerment charges. As we dry out from the rain, a big warm-up is on the way. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports the Three Queens fire is burning about 25 acres just east of Snoqualmie Pass.
Fire officials say it started around 9 Wednesday night with lightning strikes in the area. Chief Jay Weissman with Snoqualmie Pass Fire and Rescue says that fire is also throwing out spot fires up to a quarter mile.
I've been up here a long time. I've not ever seen it quite as dry as it is. So those are things that make the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear fires this close to Snoqualmie Pass, putting out spot fires that far.
Making matters even worse is the statewide drought emergency.
And let's check out that KIRO News Radio weather, and our forecast isn't helping with wildfires. 75, partly sunny this afternoon, morning clouds and afternoon sun for the next week with hot temperatures on the way. 76 tomorrow, 80 Sunday. We could see 90 on Monday. 69 and mostly sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. We got a lot of stuff to get to. A quick reminder, we have the question of the day at 1:30. It's regarding the Blue Angels, which somehow have become a very controversial topic for people. The Blue Angels had a low flyover in Pensacola, which until yesterday or 2 days ago was something that everybody loved, and now people are losing their minds. And in Seattle, there's a group who want to stop them from coming to Seafair. I would love your opinion. Are you worried about the Blue Angels harming someone at Seafair? And if you are, I'd love to hear about it. 888-973-5476. Also, if you're not, I'd still love to hear about it. That's our question of the day. Basically, do you want the Blue Angels at Seafair? Are you willing to take that risk, or are you not because you're too worried about them? Hit us up at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We're going to get to that at 1:30. But right now, we got top stories coast to coast. We got to jump right into these. We're gonna our number one story, probably the most clicked on thing across the internets and the news today would be reactions to and stuff from Trump's speech last night.
Yes.
But we're gonna save all the presidential stuff and keep it for spot number 3 because we don't want to be overwhelmed by that.
Yeah, we want to make sure we get to the other two stories. They're important stories.
They're important stories. All right, we're gonna start with wildfire smoke. This is a continued story that we've been covering. It's one of the most top of the banner headline on all the news sites. You have wildfires in Canada that are then being blown down into the U.S.
15 states across the fires. 15 states across the Midwest and Northeast now have unsafe levels of air quality. In fact, Detroit, you said?
18 now.
It's 18. Okay,
18 and District of Columbia.
Okay.
They're under air quality alerts. They're being described as very unhealthy and hazardous. That's 100 million people.
Yeah, and Detroit now has the most dangerous air on Earth.
Basically on the planet, yeah. Which is something that Detroit has probably had for a long time.
Well, they got enough. They got enough to worry about.
It's pretty crazy.
On a clear, breezy day in Detroit, they got a lot to worry about.
The last thing they got air quality to worry about.
Right. But locally, this storm that rolled through yesterday, the lightning strikes we saw here in Seattle yesterday, have made their way to a dry eastern Washington, and wildfires are spreading in eastern Washington. And it's just now, we're just getting into the heat of wildfire season. So air quality in the Northwest, right now today, we're good shape.
Yeah.
But
what's air quality right now in Seattle? I'm going to look that up while you're talking.
Well,
we
just had a nice rinse cycle and a nice cool down yesterday with that storm rolling through. Really gave us probably the best air quality we've had all year.
Yeah,
it's today in Seattle, right?
Oh yeah, it's 39. 39 is pretty good.
It's beautiful out there, and it's wonderful. But yesterday was an extreme weather situation with regard to the lightning, and in a dry eastern Washington. There's a fire. There's already a high-risk fire for the season because of the drought, as we've been mentioning.
Sure.
But now we're going to have smoke and wildfires in eastern Washington. We've already had some smoky situations in eastern Washington because of the fires we've been telling you about for the last couple of weeks.
Chelan area, all that stuff?
Yeah. Chelan Hills and Cooley City, not Cooley City.
You know what's crazy about, it's like, do we have all this information at our fingertips now? You know what I mean? Like how crazy it is? I can look at my phone and I can look at the weather app, and I can go down to the air quality section. A lot of times I just kind of breeze past that one, but I've become more interested. Now I'll click on it because they have all this details that you can get into if you really want to Right now in Seattle, and this is not breaking news, this is just, carbon monoxide in Seattle is 92 parts per billion. Nitrogen dioxide is 9 parts per billion. What am I supposed to do with this information? It's just extra, like it means nothing to me.
Well, let me tell you what you're going to do, because it doesn't mean nothing to me, because a lot of us...
Does it mean something to you?
Well, here's the thing. If you are a person who has respiratory ailments or an ongoing respiratory situation in your life, and you want to go work out in the yard, or you're trying to get some exercise, you can actually nowadays, the technology has advanced to the point where I can schedule my run later today. I know the air quality is going to be better. I know the breeze is going to pick up. I know this, that, or the other. I know I shouldn't be going out and doing the yard work my wife wants me to do because the air quality says miasma.
You're like, I'm not willing to go outside if nitrogen dioxide is over 8 parts per billion.
What, are you trying to kill me with this weeding thing?
This
is great.
This is psycho level stuff. People who have this level of information and then use it to make decisions. That's insane. Parts per billion. It's a 9, and you're like, oh, you know what? That's too much for me.
It's too much.
I really would love it to be a 6.
Yeah,
Call me when it's a 6.
Yeah.
It's too much. But smoke is really bad on the East Coast, and, we'll see how far it blows across the United States.
We'll keep you posted if your fire quality gets, below 10 parts per billion.
If it gets, we're going to do a breaking news.
No, I've been told do not be gentle with the breaking news sound around here.
Can we move over to a little more of this? Everybody's still talking about the diarrhea outbreak, I should say. From the different lettuce.
The Cyclospora outbreak across the nation, yeah.
They have now kind of zeroed in. They said these are different various news reports, but NBC is saying that Taylor Farms, I guess, are based out of California. They're like a massive supplier. They supply, lettuce, like a shredded lettuce to Taco Bell. Well, they're also to I saw one of these things, Walmart, Target,
Costco.
I think maybe Whole Foods as well.
Whole Foods, yeah. They're the leading supplier of prepackaged shredded lettuce. And it's being recalled voluntarily by Taylor Farms across the nation and all of their suppliers to the chain restaurant Taco Bell. Because now it's, 34 states?
34 states, although federal officials have told people to avoid lettuce in Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. So I guess maybe out of an abundance of caution,
but now there are 19 reported cases in King County of Cyclospora. This is from our friends over at KIRO News 7, because it's here. These farms, the Foster Farms lettuce, has been sold locally in these retailers that we mentioned.
Taylor Farms.
I'm sorry. You
said Foster Farms.
Sorry. Taylor Farms.
I think the other one makes chicken.
They're chicken, and the chicken's fine.
We love chicken.
Forget the salad tonight, honey. We're having chicken. Yeah, it's
literally my every night.
Chicken.
Forget the salad. I'm going to have chicken.
Well, yesterday we told you about the safety guidelines.
Yeah.
For vegetables these days. Rinsing might not be enough given this. Take an extra step of precaution
they said to boil everything.
They said to boil your vegetables. If you're going to eat vegetables, boil your vegetables.
Or I guess you could grill them, right? You can cook them on the grill. That would probably do the same thing.
I've seen people have grilled lettuce before. I don't know about maybe just skip lettuce until it's over.
I think we could just leave lettuce off the table for the moment. But I could eat any vegetable that I could cook on my grill. That would be nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just the heat. You got to kill it with the heat.
It's above 158 degrees. Kills bacteria.
This is interesting.
Foodborne bacteria.
This is according to NBC News. They said this is not the first time that Taylor Farms has been connected to a spirosis outbreak.
Yeah.
In 2016, they said 631 people in 25 states were sickened by a salad mix linked to the company. Health officials concluded many of the illnesses occurred in Iowa and Nebraska among people who had eaten at Olive Garden and Red Lobster. And a lot of their lettuce comes from a processing plant in Mexico.
Yeah,
so
that's
coming from Mexico.
Culprit for this particular outbreak.
Jeez Louise. Also in 2024, according to NBC News, Taylor Farms, a 2024 E. coli outbreak.
Yeah,
the slivered onions.
Right.
You remember that one?
Yes, I do remember that story.
That was a way bigger story than you would think.
Yes, that's
the slivered onions.
You're getting a burger. It's got onions on it.
They provide all of McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
Think of the infrastructure involved in that, by the way. How crazy is that? Think of all the McDonald's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you order a burger that has little onions and
you've seen them.
They have the tiny little onions.
Chopped onions, you bet.
Or they have the big fat ones on the quarter pounders.
Slices on the bigger burgers, tiny chopped ones on the little ones.
And they all have to come from a place.
Yeah.
Are they pre-chopped? They must be.
Yes.
How do they keep?
Nobody in McDonald's is wielding a knife in the kitchen. I don't think there's a single knife back there.
Yeah, it's like
maybe open packaging.
You have chef training at McDonald's, and then you come and try to get a job somewhere else. They're like, "What can you do?" You're like, "I hit buttons." Basically, I hit a button that warms a burger.
I can tell red from green.
There you go.
Yeah. And I know what a timer sounds like.
That's insane. I mean, like, really, I'm impressed by. I'm not impressed by the E. coli or the diarrhea. That's not good. But just the infrastructure to provide all of the. I mean, think of the facilities that they have to keep running and also to keep healthy for everybody.
Right.
To provide all the McDonald's onions
in
and
America.
all of the Taco Bell shredded lettuce and all of the Target and all the Walmarts and all the different places.
You're naming the largest retailers in America.
Yeah, and they all get their lettuce from the same people? That's unbelievable.
More than half the country is provided by this particular agricultural industry, this
Jeez
business.
Louise. That's pretty impressive.
Until they
make you go to the bathroom uncontrollably.
And this, I mean, it wasn't like something fell into a bag or they missed a head of lettuce.
Kind of went everywhere.
This went everywhere.
Yeah.
This is 34 states.
Ugh. I still feel fine, by the way. I ate Taco Bell the other night in Snohomish County.
Good.
I feel great.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Could have been a lot worse.
There was talk in the newsroom about asking you to broadcast live from a Taco Bell in support
of the story.
Of the story, yeah, of our local businesses.
I'm here in the bathroom, just ready to go.
Well,
on the show, ready to be on the show, not actually go.
Thank you.
All right, should we get to some of the stuff from last night?
Sure, absolutely.
It's so funny because I would be interested in your take on the level of which that you think this story bears news reporting. And by that I mean Trump gives this big primetime speech last night. There are networks that decide not to cover it.
Yeah.
I think CNN, NBC, ABC decide not to cover it.
Correct. Which is a story in itself.
Yeah. And at the same time, I understand the reason that they didn't cover it, at least the reason that they said that they didn't cover it, is not the reason that I think that they didn't actually play it.
Okay.
They said it was because we can't verify what he's saying, and we want to be the guard between you and misinformation. It's essentially what they said.
Sure.
We want to make sure that we're, which there's
he's been prone to be needed to be fact checked.
Yes.
Is that fair?
True for every president.
Yeah.
But what I would say is I don't know that that's the media's job in the moment to be the stand between president and the audience. If he's going to give a live address to the nation and you're basically saying, like, we're not going to give you any information that he says until we look through every single thing and verify every single thing. He may be saying things that are not true. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But you're just assuming that your audience also has an inability to decipher what's true and what's not true.
Well, there's also an assumed level of trust from a news source.
Sure.
That's why you watch your particular flavor of news.
Sure.
So I think it's genuinely a responsibility of these networks to decide not to cover him. Yeah.
Should they do no speech that he ever gives live?
There are moments that warrant live coverage. I wouldn't say that that's the case. There was plenty of forecasting what this was going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
He had said himself what this was going to be about. I mean, we knew what he was going to say basically before he said it. A lot of different networks had what was coming.
Here's the interesting thing.
From a content perspective.
A lot of it was them saying, like, oh, he's going to say that 2020 and make his case again for the way that it was
election
stolen
integrity,
from him.
yada, yada. Yeah.
Well, no, that it was stolen. They were going to say he's going to say it was stolen.
He didn't say that last night.
Exactly. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
Which was interesting because a lot of the pre-coverage was he's just going to go back and say that it was stolen and he's going to rehash that whole thing and yada, yada, yada. A lot of it was about China and the election integrity. And we can play some of these cuts if we want to.
Sure.
But what I find interesting, too, is there's all this coverage ahead of time. And there's all this coverage after. But they won't show you the thing. Why not just show you the thing? Nobody was under the impression who watches CNN regularly or NBC or ABC or CBS or any of these places that they agree with every single thing that Trump says.
Okay.
So they're having debates leading up to the speech, which was not that long. It was 25 minutes.
25 minutes, yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did.
I watched it. It was extremely boring.
I watched half of it and then listened to half in the bathroom while I was throwing up. I'm kidding. I kid.
No, you're not. It was very boring. I think that's the real reason that they did not play the speech. I think the real reason is they thought, you know what? People are just going to check out because they don't want to watch Trump give one of these long speeches. And listen, there's some things he said in the speech that I found to be agreeable, and there's some things where I kind of rolled my eyes at. And I think NBC and ABC and CBS or CNN probably thought, you know what? We're going to lose viewers if we just run this speech for 25 minutes.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think it was more of a business decision and less an integrity decision. They're trying to sell it as integrity, but I think it was more of a business decision. We're just trying to maintain viewers.
Sure, yeah, that's a fair perspective, sure.
But who knows? I don't know. Let's play a few of these clips. This was Trump talking about... Let me pull it up here. I apologize. I should have these in front of me. All right. This is Trump saying that China interfered with the 2020 election. That's kind of was the big thing. He kept teasing, I got big bombshell news.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to hear what I've got to say. Here it is.
The People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening.
What was happening?
So this is why they don't run this.
Why?
Because what does that statement make people think?
That China was trying to interfere in elections.
That China nefariously got this information.
Okay.
Right? That information is public information.
Did they get it?
Yeah, they had it. Because they often
You're just gonna send them birthday cards?
No, they try to influence the American voting population.
Okay, so it's exactly what he said.
They do. China does it every cycle.
No, I know, but
let me. China does it every cycle. North Korea does it every cycle. Russia does it every cycle. Iran does it every cycle.
America probably does it.
There's misinformation and that's election influencing. That's the attempt to influence voters.
Do you think that's a good idea?
No, of course not a good idea. And there are systems in place to help us keep those kind of things from happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the information that China got 220 million voter information, this is all public information that you can buy.
Okay.
All of our politicians all buy that same information with name, address, age, voting history for the purposes of sending out voting information to and soliciting voting. So
you don't think it's newsworthy or interesting that China has this information?
Everybody has that. But he tried to paint that our elections are unsafe, can't be trusted. He said in the thing.
Are they safe and can be trusted?
Yes.
Completely? Nobody should say otherwise?
No, there are going to be in an election that has 150 plus million voters, probably more this cycle than ever before. Mm-hmm. It was the safest and most secure election we've ever had in our history.
That's what they say.
That's what
Those exact words.
The guys
they say safest and most secure.
That's
repeated often.
Yeah, that's what happened in 2020.
Okay.
From a Republican, and when that report came in, Trump fired the guy.
Let me play you this. Speaking of 2020, here's Biden in 2020.
Any country, no matter who it is, that interferes in American elections will pay a price. They will pay a price. And it's been overwhelmingly clear this election, I won't even get into the last one, this election, that Russia has been involved, China has been involved to some degree, and now we learn that Iran is involved. Yeah. They will pay a price if I'm elected.
Is that untrue or is that true?
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah. But they didn't interfere in the election.
He just said they interfered in the election.
No, he didn't.
Really?
That's not what he said. There's a difference between election interference and election influence.
Okay, let me play this one. This is Biden in 2021, after he won.
During the campaign for the presidency, I was unequivocal that if I was elected president, I'd respond to any attempt to influence our elections, the last election, and because elections are sacred. They're sovereign undertakings, and they're an expression of the will of the American people. And we cannot allow a foreign power to interfere in our democratic process with impunity. And I told them if it turned out that as I thought, that there was engagement in our elections, that I'd respond. Today, I've approved several steps, including expulsion of several Russian officials as a consequence of their actions. I've also signed an executive order authorizing new measures, including sanctions to address specific harmful actions that Russia has taken against U.S. interests. I was clear with President Putin that we could have gone further, but I chose not to do so. I chose to be proportionate.
What are our thoughts on that? He kicked officials out, sanctioned Russia.
That's what you should do. There should be consequences.
So election interference does that. That's the point I'm making. I got a million clips here. We can keep going if you want to.
Sure, but you're missing the big point here.
Oh, okay.
Because countries always try to interfere or to influence our elections, and they try to interfere. And there's zero evidence that they've ever interfered in our election.
What are you talking about? I just played a clip of Biden who said it's such evidence that he actually sanctioned Russia and he kicked people out of the country. This is in 2021 for interfering with the election.
That's not what he said. Listen to it again. He said trying to influence our elections. Okay. Interfering with elections means that they change votes or they intercept machines. They affect the outcome of an election, other than through propaganda and misinformation.
Let me play you this.
Those are different things.
Russia interfered with our election
attacked our democracy.
Is he lying?
No, he's not. But we're playing word jeopardy here.
No,
now.
you said there's no evidence that they interfere, and I'm saying that there's every single Democrat has said at times. What my point is,
drive me nuts sometimes.
That's what's fun about this show.
Yeah, I know, but
but that's what's fun. Here's what I'm saying: Trump's speech last night, very boring.
Well, it was beyond boring.
A lot of new information, not a ton of new information.
He was laying the ground.
However,
okay, go ahead.
However, do both sides do this?
No.
Yes.
No.
Do you want to play 47 cuts? The Democrats saying the exact same thing.
So okay, do you think that this? Oh, never mind. God, it drives me nuts. I swear to God.
But isn't that the fun part of the show?
No, sometimes
there's nobody
it's not.
else we get to have fun with.
I know. No, you're right. It's fun. It's fun.
Come on, it's fun. We're having fun. We're having fun here. All right, we got question of the day coming back. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best. But I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Meet Lee Platz, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
At 1:30, good afternoon. I'm Tim Hull. Just minor injuries to a pilot in a small plane crash in Covington. It happened just after 11 this morning at Crest Airfield at 179th Place Southeast. No word yet on exactly what happened. A photo from first responders shows a red and black airplane on its top in the grass. King County health officials are monitoring the nationwide cyclosporiasis outbreak, but say there is no evidence Washington State is part of it. The FDA and CDC say the outbreak has been linked to shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell locations in 5 states: Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia.
The FDA identifying a single supplier of the lettuce from Mexico used by the restaurants where sick people say they ate. Taco Bell voluntarily removing the impacted lettuce nationwide, saying in a statement it will be replaced within 24 hours in select states, adding, "We believe public health is a shared responsibility among restaurants, their suppliers, and authorities."
That's ABC's Sam Champion. Public Health Seattle and King County has alerted healthcare providers to test patients with symptoms for the parasite. Workers affected by the explosion at the Nippon Dinaware packaging plant will now receive extended pay as part of the plant remains closed. Nippon Dinaware Packaging says it will continue paying employees through October 11th, extending the previous August deadline by 2 months. Union spokesman Josh Estes says they'll continue to work with the company.
It's hard to be hopeful when you don't know what the future looks like, but this announcement gives some clarity to those folks, at least through that period. So that's a positive.
Estes says the community and coworkers continue to grieve the loss of 11 workers killed when a tank exploded a month ago. Cleanup efforts continue at a careful pace. Wildfire activity remains busy across eastern Washington today. Multiple fires remain uncontained, including the Neff Jones fire near Colotis, north of the Tri-Cities, and a lightning-caused Othello complex northwest of Othello. Red flag conditions continue across part of the region. A lightning strike sparked a house fire in Spokane earlier today. A man who lives at the home says he saw a bright flash and heard a loud boom, but didn't realize his home was on fire until neighbors knocked on his door. Creme TV reports he and several other occupants escaped safely. Wildfire smoke is choking the air in eastern Washington. Air quality in Spokane has reached a very unhealthy category. As smoke from regional fires settles over the area, health officials urge everyone to stay indoors when possible, avoid strenuous outdoor activity, and use air filtration if possible. Conditions could improve as winds shift, but smoke expected to linger in parts of the inland northwest. Sell-off on Wall Street today. The Dow down 406, NASDAQ down 361, the S&P off 76. Now let's check KIRO real-time traffic with Nate.
Yeah, your Seattle Mariners have the update. Good news in Sammamish. All lanes have reopened on State Route 202 at Ames Lake Road following a collision and a brief 20-minute closure. Linwood to Seattle plan on 40 minutes. That's about double the norm for this time of day. All that delay is from Northgate Way to I-90 where we have very heavy volumes. North 5 is heavy from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. Got a little wiggle room there through the heart of downtown. Plan on a half hour to clear this. Alderwood to South Center on 405, 45 minutes. Scattered backups between Kirkland and Renton. North 405 is solid through the Renton S-curves. In South Center, the northbound I-5 off-ramp to South Center Parkway is closed right now. We've got a tanker truck that couldn't quite make that sharp corner at the end of the ramp and is now stuck. And down in McKenna near Yelm, a collision has both directions of 507 closed near the Nisqually River Bridge. Don't miss the biggest event of the year, T-Mobile Park 50 Season Celebration Night on August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your Friday forecast, looking at partly sunny skies today and a high of 75. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Sunshine Saturday and 76. 79 Sunday and mostly sunny and could be 90 on Monday. It's 69 and sunny right now in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. There was a viral video that swept the internets. There was a Blue Angel flyover. They call it Breakfast with the Blues. This is in Pensacola, Florida. I've never been to Pensacola, but it looks lovely. Have you been there?
Yeah.
Not lovely?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's
okay.
it's Panhandle, Gulf Coast, Florida.
Gotcha.
So it's not an Atlantic breeze. It's kind of a more muggy side of it, but it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beaches. It's
It's where the Blue Angels are based out of.
It is. You bet. Navy town, man.
And so they were doing a flyover there. And I'm going to play you a little bit of the audio. If your stereo is up really loud, you might want to turn it down just a notch because those Blue Angels make some noise.
That's the jet wash sweeping umbrellas and chairs and kids.
You can hear people cheering and having a good time. It looked very close, and you can see the chairs, like Spike mentioned, the chairs get kind of thrown up, some of the umbrellas and the towels and the sand, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So the Navy said that they're going to do like an investigation into seeing how low they actually went. This is from the acting Navy Secretary Hung Chow. Says in a post, he says, no reprimands, no firings, no problem. That's the sound of freedom, semper fi, and hoo-yah. So sounds like case closed, but it didn't stop a bunch of local folks who don't seem to like the Blue Angels. They liked them long before they have this video. In fact, for the last few years, they've been trying to get the Seafair to stop having the flyover and the air show of the Blue Angels. So we asked you guys, as the question of the day, we said in the question, are you worried about the safety of the crowd at Seafair from the Blue Angels when they perform? And if so, should they be banned? We got more responses on this than any question of the day we've ever done. You guys have a lot of varying opinions on this. They're very interesting. We're going to get to as many of these as we can. Spike, why don't you start us off?
Sure. Vicky in Kenmore says, I'm a retired airline pilot and former Air Force pilot. Aviation rules are written in blood, meaning rules are there because people died. We used to have far more aviation accidents because people were flying by the seat of their pants and doing whatever they wanted. I love the Blue Angels, and I love it when they fly low, but if they are not abiding by their own safety restrictions, that's a problem. The Secretary of Defense saying that people don't have to follow safety rules and regulations is a terrible precedent to set. His attitude is, don't follow rules that keep you alive, but you'd better not be fat or have a beard. This is insanity.
That's obviously Vicky's words, not the secretary's. 206 says, I can't believe the day has finally arrived, but here we are. I agree with Jake, and I disagree with you, Spike. Thank you, 206. Not worried about crowd safety, and they definitely should not be banned.
Well, I didn't say they should be banned, to be clear.
Yeah, you said...
I said that was a much too low of a flyover, and it shouldn't be acceptable. I think it's dangerous. Jamestown and Eastlake says, are we back at it again with the air pollution and the noise pollution BS? Like there are barely 30 people worried about this. Boo on them. They should go crawling back under a rock while we enjoy the Blue Angels. America!
Yeah, no kidding. Good Lord. Go in the car, turn up your stereo, or put on your soft noises that you fall asleep to every night.
Snuggle blanket.
And, leave the fun to the rest of us if you don't want to have fun. Whoever this guy was, what's his name? LeBeck? the guy trying to get him shut down, take a road trip that day. Take a drive out to Anacortes or something. Dan in Marysville says if the Blue Angels are not going to fly safely and are going to be performing in proper stuff, then I don't think that they should be allowed to fly at all at Seafair. That's from Dan.
425 says, I'm a big Blue Angels fan and a Seafair fan. The professionalism and skill of the Blues is unmatched, but that still does not excuse that ridiculously low pass over a crowded beach. The kids' ears were blown out, stuff blowing all over the place on a calm day.
Ray in 206, we have a place on the hill where we go to watch the Blue Angels, and sometimes we can actually see the pilot in the cockpit. So cool.
Sam, when we had it home on Queen Anne, the coolest thing ever was a plane flying over our house so low.
Yeah.
You could literally see the pilot's face.
I like it.
But Kevin in Renton says Blue Angels flight boss, their number one, the Blue Angel number one, flight boss said it was wrong. There's video of the interview. He literally said he flew that rejoin wrong. That's available on the Blue Angels.
Here we go. Laura has it here for us. We'll play it.
So, every flight we do, whether it goes incredibly well or we don't have the best flight, we look at it and we debrief it every day. During yesterday's circle and arrival maneuvers, one of our pilots found himself over the beach line, over a crowd in an unsafe situation. The safety of our flight demonstration, the safety of the crowd that goes out there and watches it every day is the utmost of what we do. We work day in and day out and very hard from the start of our training to ensure safety is paramount for everything. So we'll have a heavy review of what happened yesterday to ensure that, one, we don't put ourselves in unsafe situations again, and two, that we learn from it. And that's the most important thing that we do.
There you go. This does not contradict anything that I said. Who said this? Kevin in Renton.
Well, it does contradict what the Secretary of the Navy just said.
What did he say?
Well, you've read his review a couple times. Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Sound
no
of freedom.
reprimand. Yeah, no reprimands. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. I think it's fine still. Obviously, they have these rules and regulations built in. If they flew too low, I was not making an argument earlier that they shouldn't be aware of their safety guidelines and stick to them. I don't think it's institutional failure that they flew low over one show. Obviously, they can have a fly low of, they can fly low over something and then fix that problem. Doesn't mean that we should shut them down in Seafair. All right, Julia says, I experienced a fighter jet go low and tip his wing to me when I was a teenager. I loved it. The low fly is exactly what we need to be able to do in wartime. They are showing off their skill with a huge grin among all the pilots.
Okay, see, Janet 206, what a silly accusation of being dangerous. The Blues were just trying to deliver an amazing package.
Trying
to deliver an Amazon package. I'm sorry. I trust those amazing pilots 18 feet over my head more than any wayward drone or a flock of pigeons. But the lead pilot of the Blue Angels said otherwise, so come on.
Karina in Seattle says, yes, the Blue Angels should still be in Seattle. No, they don't have to fly super low, but it's a lot hotter when they do. I like that.
Hooray, boogie, boogie. Blue Angels are the most trained pilots and trained for months. Study formations for months. I have no worries that they will ever hurt anyone at a demonstration. I think people are being dramatic. The whole point of the show is to show how far they can push the limits of the aircraft and how talented our military pilots are. They're an iconic part of Seafair.
Agreed. These people are babies. That's what they are. They're babies. Oh, Aaron and Duval. I love this one. Jake is completely wrong with the Blue Angels. I believe I saw stuff fly up into the air after the jet passed due to jet wash. What would he be saying if something came down out of that stuff flying around and landed on a small baby? The jet should not be flying that low. Aaron, again, I'm not saying that this should be their new normal practice. I'm saying that things happen and sometimes they fly low. I don't think it's an institutional failure of the Blue Angels. I have more trust in them as pilots than any pilot you could possibly put around me or my children. I would have zero worries about bringing my kids to a Blue Angels air show.
And right, we got twice as many answers to this question of the day as we could possibly have time to read.
I would highly recommend that Aaron, who I love listening to the show, and I love that you send a text here, Aaron, but I would recommend that you crawl into a tiny, tiny little hole if you're so scared of the Blue Angels. But I don't think you should be, because I feel like they're pretty safe. Even in this case, nobody was injured. They did fly low, but nobody was injured. Is that wrong?
No, you're not wrong about that, but I would say that even more dangerous, again, I'll take such issue with the Secretary of the Navy.
Sure.
He should have not said, even the lead pilot of the Blue Angels said that was a mistake and was too low and put him at unnecessary risk. And it won't happen again.
Correct. All the things are in place to they fix their own problem.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
So everything worked as it should have.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got an update on that porta potty video. Remember that guy who was stuck in a disgusting porta potty?
There's an update? Is he sick?
We now know why he was in there.
Oh, no.
Allegedly from the company. We'll tell you about it next. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks! They're bringing it home again!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team offering free estimates. The customer satisfaction is unparalleled, speaks for itself, but I'll tell you from my own experience. My review is on their website, integrityrc.com. They'll keep your home leak-proof in the rainy season and nice and insulated adequately in the summer months. They can do roof repairs, restorations, replacements, anything you need done. They got a complete design team in-house. IntegrityRC.com is the website. Go look at one of the hundreds of wonderful reviews. Give them a call before the next heat wave or, heaven forbid, before the next rainy season. Schedule your free estimate today. IntegrityRC.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Yesterday, we played you some really disgusting viral audio of a guy who I believe this was in Kansas City.
Right, German Michael, Kansas City.
He was stuck in a, basically what happened was you have all of these porta potties that were set up for World Cup play, and the World Cup is now over in certain cities. I know you know what's crazy about the World Cup? Quick side note. So the final is on Sunday.
Yeah.
The loser game for third place is on Saturday. Did you know they even play a loser game?
Absolutely.
So they're going to play a game between England and Belgium.
No.
Or not Belgium. England and
France are going to play in the third place game
to decide who gets third and fourth on Saturday.
And it's funny because that game often is lower pressure, higher scoring. Everybody plays.
Oh, everybody just
clear
has
the
fun.
bench. Yeah, it's a much more on average. I think on average. 50% more goals. They average 5 goals a game in the as opposed to like 3 goals a game, 2.5 goals a game in the final. It's not for the gold. Did you see that this year they're getting a ring? By the way, first time ever in World Cup play
for the losers.
For the winners, the winners have in all of World Cup history they get a medal.
Sure,
but they're going to get a Super Bowl ring.
That's nice.
That's become such an iconic part of championships matches in sport that FIFA, which is they're printing money.
Yeah.
Are finally going to pony up.
Whoever wins that game on Saturday for third place, the team gets an extra $3 million.
The team does.
Yeah, but you think about how much money FIFA's making and how much the teams are getting. Right? Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Kansas City, you have all these porta potties. In it,
by the way.
That'd be sweet. In Canada, they have all these in Kansas City, all these porta potties. They're clearing them out. They knock on one of the doors to see if somebody's in there. Somebody says "occupado" and no, can't go in, and so they give him 10 minutes. They said, "We'll be back in 10 minutes." They come back in 10 minutes, and he's still in there. So they open the door to say, "Buddy, we got to go. We're trying. I mean, we got city property. We got to clear this out." There's nobody to be seen. You can't see the guy. So now they're wondering, do we got a ghost? What's the situation here? And then a head pops out of the toilet, and he's in the
blue
dark part that you're not supposed to be in. And this is what that sounded like. This is pretty crazy.
Stick your head through. Put your head through the hole. No, lean your head through the hole, cuz.
These are the firefighters. Oh, sorry. Stop on that.
Get out of there. There you go. Now take your left arm. Take that left arm, put it straight up.
Oh my gosh, just covered in blue like a monster climbing out of just a disgusting hell. So we now know.
He said there's an update. What?
There's an update. We now know at least what the news story is saying happened. They say that he was in there. His claim was that he went in there to recover a Mountain Dew bottle that he had dropped in the prior day, the night before. So he went in to retrieve a Mountain Dew bottle. The only way to get it was to allegedly climb in. He's in there for 8 hours.
A Mountain Dew bottle full of diamonds?
I don't know what it was full of. It could have been full of dew. I don't know what it was full of.
But this guy's full of something because I don't believe it. You believe that?
Yeah, there was a lot of dew down there. No, I don't believe that for a second.
Come on.
I think he was down there because this is my opinion. I think the only reason that somebody usually finds themselves in the dirty part of a porta potty for 8 hours is because they're a sick puppy and they want to see.
You think he was a peeping Tom?
Well, yeah, of course I think he's a peeping Tom.
Okay.
What else is he doing? Looking for a Mountain Dew bottle?
Well, I don't know. Well, there was a story last year about a woman whose phone dropped in. Remember that story?
Yeah, but
her phone dropped in and she got stuck and had to be saved from inside of and this was a parks department.
It's Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she called and But after 20 minutes, firefighters were there. This guy's in there for 8 hours?
8 hours. He was waiting for night to fall, and then he couldn't get himself out?
That's my question.
Is that the story? Oh,
yeah,
that's sick,
it's a very, it's an interesting situation.
But
they did get him out eventually, and it's really disgusting if you have not watched this video. It's kind of crazy because the firefighters end up having kind of an argument with the guy because he's being very difficult as somebody. You would think he'd be quite grateful if he's actually just stuck because of a Mountain Dew bottle.
Yeah.
It seems like he's maybe been caught doing something he shouldn't have been doing. And he's responding in kind of a shameful way. They have to cut the entire porta potty apart. It's completely ruined.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd want to use it again knowing that he was in there, but
he's probably going to get the bill.
So gross. Such a gross thing.
So, we kind of had this conversation yesterday, and it's a Mountain Dew bottle is just that's BS. I don't believe a minute of that.
Beyond belief for me.
There's no way
I
that's
agree.
the case. Yeah. I mean, the lady who had tried to retrieve her phone.
Yeah.
These are people, I think, we've all looked into these things. I'm sorry to say, but we have. And
you can't help it. You look down in that hole, you go, oh my gosh.
So you can
but for the grace of God.
If you drop a $1,500 phone down there, and you think maybe you can kind of reach your arm down and grab it, and well, maybe not, maybe just a little more on my shoulder and try to grab it, would you do it?
Nope.
There's nothing.
Well, it's on a pile of human.
It is
feces. It'd be very tough for me to ever put that phone in my face.
$1,600,
I'll bet you the phones, our phones are probably as dirty as that anyway, actually. Like if you were to look at bacteria levels, they say that your phone is about the dirtiest place on the planet.
I've heard that in the past.
It's a horrible thing to think about.
I've embraced the ignorance of that reality. I don't want to know.
Same. Yeah, I don't like to think of it.
No.
I just ignore it. It's disgusting. All right, but you know what's fun? We got Friday favorites. So we'll get to those coming up next. It's going to be a great batch. We had a lot of great stories this week, so stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk, Jackson Smith and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Taylor Farms now removing iceberg lettuce from central Mexico from the U.S. market. The FDA saying it's a potential source of the parasite that has sickened thousands across the country. Blaming government cutbacks, former CDC Chief Medical Officer Dr. Deborah Howry.
The staff at CDC and FDA are working, tirelessly to really track this and inform the public. But when you have less people working on it and less dedicated labs and testing, it's going to make it more difficult.
The CDC does say it's okay to eat shredded lettuce sold in bags at grocery stores. FIFA is monitoring the air quality over New Jersey for Sunday's World Cup final. The air quality index has been close to 400 in Milwaukee, but the Brewers game is on for tonight. Improvement is expected this weekend in the Ohio Valley, Northeast, and Mid-Atlantic. However, parts of the Midwest and also the Great Lakes states will continue with dangerous air levels. This is ABC News. The United States is escalating the war in Iran by hitting civilian infrastructure, bridges, and rail. Iran is responding by hitting U.S. allies in the Gulf. ABC's Patrick Reevell at the Foreign Desk in London.
President Trump has suggested that they are still trying to talk with Iran. Some Iranian officials have indicated that the door to diplomacy does remain open. But the problem is right now, both sides don't seem willing to compromise, and they seem to believe that escalating can force the other side to move towards compromising in negotiations.
One result of this standoff, says ABC's Elizabeth Schultze.
In total, a new estimate from Moody's Analytics finds that the typical American household has now spent $620 extra in gas, diesel, and jet fuel expenses in the nearly 5 months since the start of the Iran war.
Gas is pushing near $4 a gallon again. Global oil around $88 a barrel today. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
At 2:02, plan ahead for weekend traffic troubles across Seattle. More on that coming up. But first, here's Nate at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Tim. Seattle Sports has our update. Getting pretty busy out there. Let's start you down in Yelm, where both directions of 507 just reopened about 5 minutes ago near the Nisqually River Bridge following a collision that shut it down for about a half hour. We still got backups in that area. South Center, that North 5 off-ramp to South Center Parkway is closed because a tanker truck got stuck trying to make that sharp corner at the end of the ramp. You can still take the off-ramp and get onto South Center Parkway up near the mall. This ramp is closer to Strander Boulevard. South 5 into Seattle, you're packed at 80th time. 90, North 5 heavy from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 405, we're slow in both directions through Canyon Park and Alderwood. And then further south in Bellevue, South 405, we're filling in from 520 to the Renton Landing. Tacoma to Olympia has climbed an hour and 10-minute commute. You're looking at 18 miles of backups between JBLM and Olympia. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
At 2:03, good afternoon. I'm Tim Hall. Brace yourself for multiple traffic headaches in and around Seattle this weekend. Montlake Boulevard will be closed all weekend just south of the U District, so crews can start replacing overhead signs.
I-5 is your alternate route. There's also, you can go through Boyer. We did this probably dozens of times in the last 4 years, and people have sort of adapted to it.
That from WashDOT, but it's not just Montlake. Northbound SR 99 across the First Avenue South Bridge is reduced to 2 lanes during the day, Saturday and Sunday. Eastbound I-90 will be closed for routine maintenance tonight through the Mount Baker and Mercer Island tunnels. Westbound I-90 near Issaquah will be down to 1 lane through Sunday. U.S. Representative Pramila Jayapal and a local immigrant rights group are denouncing what they call a dangerous ramp-up in immigration enforcement in the Puget Sound.
At a morning press conference in Seattle, Representative Jayapal highlighted recent ICE-involved shootings that killed Lorenzo Salgado Arroyo in Maine and Johann Sebastian Guerrero in Texas. And she called for independent investigations and stronger protections for immigrant communities across Washington.
This is a tragic and horrifying time in our country. We are living under a regime of brutality against immigrants that is perpetrated by this administration.
Jayapal was joined by local immigrants' rights groups that she calls integral in pushing back against ICE and the administration. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Federal prosecutors say a Seattle man worth $43 million used shell companies to funnel profits from properties in Washington and California, and then claimed he owed no taxes over a 20-year period. 70-year-old Stephen Liu has been sentenced to 20 months in federal prison and fined $250,000. A child exploitation investigation in Bremerton takes a stunning turn.
Bremerton police now say the man publicly accused of sending inappropriate messages to a minor wasn't the suspect at all. He was the victim. After seizing and analyzing his electronic devices, detectives determined someone in another state had stolen his identity and carried out the alleged crimes. Investigators say a potential suspect has now been identified, and the case has been turned over to the FBI and out-of-state authorities. Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Rick Riz may be retiring at the end of this season, but he's hoping the Mariners go out with a bang.
We've got some unfinished businesses here, and I want to see this team get to the playoffs and get to the World Series.
That from Seattle's Morning News. As the Mariners open the second half of the season, Riz says retirement is starting to feel real. He's not traveling on the road as much and is enjoying time with his grandkids and his beloved cat, Sparky. The Mariners open the second half of the MLB season tonight at home against San Francisco. Pregame at 6, first pitch 7:10 on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Your Friday forecast, partly cloudy with a high of 75, 58 tonight, 76 with partial sunshine tomorrow. Mostly sunny Sunday and 79 right now, 69 in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, one last teeny tiny hour to go before it's not the weekend yet because John Curley's in here, but then after John Curley, then you are excused. You may go to your weekend. But we have Friday favorites, which is a ton of fun. We got some good ones this week.
We had a great week. It's been a fun week.
This has been a great week. We should just jump right into these. We also select these based on listener suggestion. So if there's something that like climbs to the top of the pile, we try to get that in here as well. And this mine definitely had a lot of listener reaction, so I'm counting that. Laura, do you want to start us off on your Friday favorite?
Sure. I think for me it's got to be Jimothy. I mean,
Jimothy the raccoon.
He is so cute, but also kind of horrifying to look at.
Yeah.
And I think my wish for Jimothy in Ballard and for his, sort of presence on social media and in the city is that people let him live his life. I don't want him stalked. I don't want him harassed.
If people are unaware of who Jimothy is.
Right.
Yeah, explain who Jimothy is.
Jimothy is the deformed raccoon that is running around Ballard.
Yes.
Running rampant one might say, around Ballard.
No, respectfully
Scuttling.
visiting.
He's doing what raccoons do.
He looks like a cryptid monster.
He does.
He looked like AI. I saw a lot of people
I
asking
thought it was
if it
AI.
was AI.
When I first saw a picture of him, I said, this must be a fake raccoon. There's no way this is a real raccoon. But he's got some sort of a spinal deformity, and he looks
Short spine syndrome. He's like smushed.
very tiny.
Yeah.
But adorable, and he kind of runs in his own unique way.
Kind of a loping gait.
Yes. Yeah.
It's terrifying, his own unique way of running. Let's be honest.
My first vision or images of this, because it came across my social media feed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what is that? Is this kind of deformed? It was horrifying. Laura's right. It scared me. But then you see his cute little face.
He's
and he's just a little raccoon.
Seeing his baby videos really won me over. And actually, this is probably silly to say, but seeing the video of him with his family really put my mind and my heart at ease. Because you see a raccoon like that and you think, oh, he's been rejected. He's been excluded from the pack.
Punch Monkey, or whatever that monkey's name was. Punch the Monkey.
The other raccoons want nothing to do with him, and he's a little weirdo, and he's had a hard life.
They're very loving, these raccoon.
His siblings and his mom were like, you're just one of us. Yeah. He was like bopping around with them just like a normal raccoon.
A gaze of raccoons, Gaze, which is what a group of raccoons is called. We've learned.
It
they
meant
all
something
love him.
to me to see that level of acceptance for Jimothy among his own kind.
And he's the sponsor now for Department of Transportation. That's genius.
That's pretty funny.
And and Laura's right. He should be respected, left alone, not stalked.
Yeah,
he's not a tourist attraction.
Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, they said, he's cute, leave him alone. He's a minor celebrity. You can look at him from a distance, but don't approach him. Don't try to take him home.
I picture that scene in Elf, He's still a raccoon.
Yeah.
Come here, give me a hug.
Look at you. Yeah, you're totally right. Have you guys ever had any experiences with raccoons? Not Jimothy, but like just
I told you the drunk one on my.
Oh, you have drunk raccoons.
We have a raccoon that they will come this fall, and they will start eating the grapes that grow on the grapevine that runs the length of my house. I mean, this is a 50-year-old grapevine.
Yeah.
And if I'm thinking about maybe trimming them down this year before they ferment, and they snack on fermented grapes.
Oh, not the grapevine, just the
fruit.
Just pruning it.
Trimming off the fruit because we don't harvest it.
Yeah.
We just let it run its course, but it sits up there and it ferments.
Sounds like
and
it's
these guys
pretty good stuff.
They get a little wild.
Raccoons are enjoying it.
And they get brave. They get braver than usual. And I got a pet. We got a pet I worry about.
Do you find that they get there's a lot of extra little baby raccoons, a couple, hour, whatever the gestation period is later, after they've enjoyed their grapes?
I hadn't put that together, but yes.
I bet you there is.
There are more. We have a lot of them now.
Yeah.
I thought they were just spreading the word.
No.
They're populating.
I think what's happening is they're probably getting a little liquid courage off those grapes, and then one raccoon talks to the other raccoon. Before you know it,
you got a full moon in the sky.
They have their own family.
Bunch of fermented grapes at O'Neill's house.
Yeah. Come on over.
That's amore.
Exactly. I'll bet you before long you're going to have what's his face in there.
What if I want one of these Jimothys?
What if you want one?
Yeah. Can we breed them?
Seems like an I love Dr. Moreau type of a thing. I don't know if you want to encourage this. This is obviously not the ideal condition for a raccoon.
Although for Halloween, obviously.
You could.
Ridiculously appropriate.
Yeah. But this is probably not as odd as he looks.
Halloween costume idea.
Yes.
Jimothy.
Yeah, that's what you just. Isn't that what you were just saying?
Oh no, I meant have him running around your yard as sort of like a decoration or a guard of sorts.
That's my first thought was, no, Laura, that's genius.
Yeah.
That's this year's costume.
That is totally this year's costume.
He's if you haven't seen him, you must be absolutely peaked now, and you got to go to mynorthwest.com and see him because he's a sight to behold. And he's the number one story there. Everybody wants to talk about it.
Well, I think I know where you're going with your story for the week, but can I go first then?
Please.
I can't follow yours.
Absolutely.
So I know. I'm going to stay in the realm of the animal kingdom.
Okay.
And I'm going to speak to Washington's own Carl Isom McDaniel.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, 65-year-old Carl Isom McDaniel was at Yellowstone National Park with his grandson. And the video of Carl and his interaction with one of the park's resident bison, you think Jiminy's gone viral? Carl, that story was airborne. It was so viral.
He was.
Carl and his grandson were in Yellowstone, and there's video of their encounter. They were from a safe distance.
They were very safe.
Very safe. Watching a male bison who was aggravated at something, and we don't know what.
It's mating season.
It's mating season at Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And Laura's sharing the video of the interaction with Carl. Oh, look at Carl.
Carl's running around this small little patch of
65-year-old man is at Yellowstone with his grandson. They're observing this bison from a very safe distance. In the background of the video, a white car, a truck goes by. And there's rumors that there's no audio we shared, but there's rumors
up in the air. There he is.
Oh my gosh! Rumors that the truck that went by may have honked its horn in an effort to warn Carl and his grandson.
Yeah.
That got the bison's attention, and this 2,000-pound male bison charged Carl and his grandson, who then they were at a safe distance. But male bison, we've come to learn, can travel 30 miles an hour,
very fast,
and they're 2,000 pounds. They're beef. They're monsters. Carl seeks shelter in a small grove of trees, and tries to attract the attention of the bison so his grandson can flee to safety.
Carl was very successful in attracting the attention.
He got more than he bargained for.
Yeah.
Because this bison went into the grove, chased him around the grove. Carl tried to run, and Carl gets launched under the ribs, thrown 8 feet into the air. Had to be emergency taken to a hospital. He's got a broken 4 parts of his femur.
It's really
broken. It is amazing.
It's amazing, and thank God he's okay, because when he woke up, the bison was standing over him, doing like a head
snuffing
thing.
and chuffing or whatever they do.
He's lucky that he didn't
stomp
with his hooves
yes,
do something. Because he's huge.
Carl is he's a Washington resident.
Yeah, he's from Whatcom County.
Yeah. And he says, look, I got no ill will against the bison. Animals are going to do what animals are going to do. We understand nature.
He's not going to say it out loud.
Right, yeah. He
doesn't want that bison coming and finding him.
I'll be back next spring, next
exactly.
summer, buddy. This time I'm going to beef up.
I got no problem with bison.
Yeah. So I
still would love to get Carl on the show when he heals up. He's got some broken bones, and he was in hospital for a while. Pretty crazy.
He's up and walking after just a day after he had surgery in his leg. I'm sure they put a steel rod in his leg, which he'd like to put up. Anyway, Carl.
It's a cool story.
It's a cool story because he's going to be fine.
Because he's fine. Yeah. It could have been a lot worse. His grandson too. Can you imagine? That's a story you're going to have. I mean, you want to have fun experiences with your grandparents while they're still here. Yeah. He's not going to forget that one. And just how unique that you have this experience that the entire world saw. You're like, you know the bison guy? That's my grandpa.
My grandpa. He did that for me.
Legend.
That's how much he loves me.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Speaking of legend, this is really cool. This is still yet to play out, but we're watching it. Quinn Brown, who is a Pacific Northwest kid, he is, I believe he's down in the Portland area. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Quinn Brown has a unique way that he earns money, and he's 19 years old, and he goes out to Goodwill, which has these blue bins, which I had never heard of this, but apparently this is a thing, where after something is in Goodwill for a certain period of time, or when somebody drops something off and they don't think maybe it rises to the level of getting into a Goodwill store, it ends up in these blue bins that then end up in this big warehouse holding area. And then that's kind of like last chance for some of these items. People can come in, they can pick things out, and then they buy them by the pound. You're not even selling things by the items.
By the tag, the items aren't tagged for individual sale. They're sold by the pound. That's $3 a pound.
Quinn joined us on the show. He found a very unique item when he was at this Portland Goodwill outlet. And I'm going to have Quinn describe it because we had him on the show just 2 days ago. You can read about this whole thing and see what Quinn found on mynorthwest.com. You should go check it out right now. It's like the #1 top story on My Northwest, top of the fold. But this was Quinn on with us just 2 days ago.
I saw some guy around my age holding up a jacket that I could tell looked really good. And
how could you tell? What did you mean by that? How could you tell?
Well, I could tell it was really old. I mean, I have a good eye for vintage items, so just based on looking at it, I was thinking 70s or 80s, and so I kind of just waited by him, and he decided he didn't want it, probably too big for him. I mean, not probably, definitely, but he decided he didn't want it and just threw it right in front of me.
And what was the item?
It was a 1972 game-worn NBA Finals Wilt Chamberlain jacket. So it's a jacket he wore in the finals.
So Quinn I mean, how crazy is that he found this thing? And the size of it, too, would be something that would definitely catch your eye. Wilt Chamberlain was over 7 feet tall.
7'1", yeah.
And so you would immediately go like, that's a lot of material. Like, that's for a big man.
That's not something that was sold at Dick's Sporting Goods.
No. There's not a lot of mass production 7'1" shooting jackets.
So Quinn's a 19-year-old who's got this business where he resells vintage clothing or just wholesale clothing. He's got 1,600 items up on his. It's Depop is the website where secondary market clothing or resales. So he knows what he's doing. He works nonstop at finding items that he can resell. He's building a business. He's 19 years old. His mom helps him with the business. He hires his siblings to work with the business. The guy's clearly he's an entrepreneur. He's also got an eye for what is quality. He's got a good eye for fashion. He finds this jacket, and through the beauty of the internet and the age of technology, he's able to do Google image searches, and he finds a picture of Wilt Chamberlain from 1972-73 season, the finals of 73, wearing the jacket he's holding.
Jacket.
He's holding in his hands for $3.
We asked him to describe this, and it was so crazy. Like, you take a picture of something, and you can do this yourself. You can go into Google Images or whatever, and you can upload a photo. And then the amazing internet, like you said, will go and find where that is also on the internet. Yeah. This picture, imagine the excitement as you're in your house, you've returned with this weird item, you're thinking it might be special, and then you see this on the body of Wilt Chamberlain, and he was there with his mom, like they did this together, and then he decides, well, this is a pretty unique item, and he is going to put it up. He actually reached out to a couple places to try to figure out where to sell it.
He first searched for a like item on social media, on the internet, and found that a like item had sold for $35,000.
Sure.
A different Laker vintage game-worn item. And then he starts reaching out to auction houses, but then
nobody calls him back, but then one finally reaches back out to him. And that was Sotheby's, who says, you might have something special here. And they actually send Listen what they sent to his house.
I only had the jacket in my possession for a few weeks, and I've ended up picking it up like in an armored van from my house and insuring everything. And so it was a really good experience with them.
Yeah, no kidding. That's insane. An armored van for real?
Yeah, it was.
An armored van shows his house. They then sign a contract with him. They lay out, I don't know what Sotheby's takes from an auction, maybe 15%, 20%.
We didn't ask. We didn't want to, they want to rock his wonderful experience with their percentage, but I bet it's 10, 12, 15% probably.
Yeah, it's probably pretty fair.
Yeah.
But tell the audience, so he buys this item in bulk with other items for $3.
$3.07 he paid, yeah.
Can you tell the audience what the bid is right now on the Sotheby's website, and then also after that what they are projecting that this thing could sell for? Because they've authenticated it now. Sotheby's has done all the work, and they've authenticated it.
They do a photo verification, photo match evaluation from Sotheby's, and they 7 different points of the photo that he is wearing. This exact item is on a picture of Wilt Chamberlain. They circle 5 different inconsistencies and imperfections in the logo that match the photograph, and on the nameplate sewn across the back of the jacket, where the B and the L are a little closer together than the other letters, blah, blah, blah.
They're as positive as they can be.
This is the jacket. This is authentic. But if Sotheby's can't authenticate something, nobody can. It's currently with 3 days remaining in the bid cycle. And we all know that the bids doesn't even get real to the last 24 hours. Last 30 minutes are going to be a rocket ship for this kid's financial future.
I hope so. Yeah.
It's currently at $35,000.
That's up 10 from what it was yesterday.
That's up 10 from just yesterday. And again, there are 3 days left. Sotheby's estimates, and oftentimes, I looked this up, Sotheby's estimates are exceeded 73% of the time. They tend to.
They want to undervalue so they get people excited.
Exactly. They never want to say this is going to be worth $5, and it does happen that things don't meet their expectation of value.
Yeah.
73% of the times, Sotheby's projected totals are exceeded.
Yeah.
This thing's expected to go between $150,000 and $250,000.
But in 73% of their cases, it's higher.
It could. Who knows what this is going to go to?
What's cool about this kid too, when we had him on the show, I think this was your impression of him too. For a 19-year-old. Super good head on his shoulders.
Oh my gosh, the kid spends his off time investing in his startup business.
Yeah.
Selling clothes on social media.
And he's getting his family involved. Listen to this. He's paying his siblings.
I do really enjoy it, and I kind of have a passion for the business aspect of it, of just selling the clothes and keeping customers happy, and the messages I send to people and small things. But in probably some time in the next 5 years, I want to figure out a way to expand it more. I mean, I'm already have my siblings doing work for me. I'm paying them, and just see where it goes. I mean, I know if I continue to do this that I really like, it'll grow into something bigger.
It's just really cool to see somebody who's young, who's not treating this like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go off and I'm going to buy a Ferrari, and I'm going
to beeb it up.
Yeah. Well, and who knows? Maybe he does. Maybe he does something fun. But
the story we read yesterday from it was the Portland Gazette.
Oregonian.
The Oregonian. The Oregonian had this. Said he's looking to invest this money. He's looking to, how can I take this treasure that I found and make this money work for me?
You know what's crazy? Let's say he takes that money. Let's say he makes a little. Let's say that he makes what he's supposed to make. Let's say $200,000.
Yeah.
He's 19 years old. If he invests that $200,000 right now and he just doesn't touch it, this is just extra money for him.
Right.
Because he paid $3 for it. He is sitting on a fortune by the time he is in his 40s, which might seem like a lifetime to him because in his case, it literally is his lifetime amount of time. It will go by like that. And then in 20 years, he will be a rich man off of this little jersey, not little, very big jersey, that he found for $3. Yeah,
$3.
It's such a cool story. So we're going to get him back on the show next week.
After the auction closes out,
I believe the auction closes. Is it Sunday?
The 20th.
Is that Monday?
Monday at 3:44 our time.
Okay, so we got to get him back on Tuesday.
Well, he may not be.
He might be in the Bahamas. He's just not at all what we thought he was.
You know what?
He's just surrounded by girls drinking pina colada.
I'm also an actor. I don't know if I told you. You know what? That's funny. This kid is going to be
throwing dollar bills.
He's got one of those guns that shoots money. If this kid hadn't found that, given what we assessed from this kid's interview yesterday, he's got a good head on his shoulders, comes from a smart, good family.
Seems like it.
This kid would have been financially set if he never found this jersey.
Yeah.
He's already built. He's at 19. He's got more business savvy than most of us. Ever dream of.
He's got a good head on his shoulders. We wish him well. I hope. And if you're interested in bidding on it, go to Sotheby's auction website and you can find it. All right, we got a lot more coming up next. Next on the show, actually, this is exciting. There's a movie coming out. I believe it comes out today.
It's today.
We're not paid promoters.
Nope.
I have not seen it yet. You have not seen it yet, but it's The Odyssey. We're going to talk a little bit about it. There's a lot of thoughts on the movie. People have a lot of thoughts. People are very excited about this movie. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. And the guy's he makes big movies. So let's chat about it a little bit. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Mark is 76, and his shoulder pain was getting in the way of him playing baseball. You heard that right. Baseball.
Yeah, there's a whole league here of old guys pretending like we're kids.
The pain from severe arthritis just wasn't going away.
It was like a nerve-type pain, and I couldn't sleep at night.
That's when Mark decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
Well, if I can avoid surgery anytime, you'd probably be better off.
Mark is back out on the diamond playing baseball.
So I moved into this retirement community, and I talked about my shoulder, and these old people here, they got all excited about it, and 2 of them now have gone to see Mark Wagner. They don't like driving into Seattle, so I drive them in.
He more than recommends Dr. Wagner. He chauffeurs. So whether it's a hip like mine or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. He's the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. A pilot walked away with only minor injuries after a small plane crash in Covington. Black Diamond Fire and Rescue says crews responded just after 11 this morning to Crest Air Park on 179th Place Southeast. Officials have not released the cause. Photos from the scene show the aircraft flipped over in a grassy area. Workers affected by the explosion at the Nippon Dinaware packaging plant in Longview will now receive extended pay as part of the plant remains closed.
As families and coworkers continue mourning those 11 workers, Nippon Dynawave Packaging says it will continue paying employees through October 11th, extending the previous August deadline by 2 months. Union spokesperson John Estes says they'll continue to work with the company.
Long term, folks are still wondering what's next, and I'm hopeful.
Meanwhile, cleanup efforts are moving at a careful pace, with officials saying every step toward restarting the facility must be done safely and thoroughly. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
State of Washington not immune to wildfire smoke, which has now pushed air quality in Spokane to the very unhealthy range. Smoke from fires burning across the Northwest has settled over eastern Washington, sharply reducing visibility and creating unhealthy breathing conditions. A lightning strike sparked a house fire in Spokane Valley earlier today. A neighbor who saw the roof on fire alerted the occupants, who escaped safely. Damage to the home looks to be minimal despite despite black burn marks on the roof. King County health officials say there's no evidence Washington is part of the nationwide cyclopsoriasis outbreak, but just in case, Public Health Seattle-King County has alerted healthcare providers to test patients with symptoms for the parasite.
The FDA has identified a single supplier of the lettuce from Mexico. Taco Bell now voluntarily removing the lettuce, saying the affected ingredient from our supplier is being indefinitely removed from our supply chain nationwide and will be replaced within 24 hours in select states. The CDC has reported nearly 7,000 cases across 34 states, including nearly 100 hospitalizations.
That's ABC's Hannah Battaw. An Olympia grocery store employee was arrested this week after allegedly beating a 65-year-old man with a 3-foot-long piece of wood with nails in it. According to court documents obtained by the Olympian, the victim told police the suspect rode a scooter about 30 miles an hour on the sidewalk and crashed into his belongings. That's when an argument started, and the 47-year-old allegedly grabbed the piece of wood and started swinging. He was arrested for investigation of assault. 2:33 now. Time to check KIRO News Radio traffic with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Tim. Seattle Sports has the update. It's a busy afternoon. Here are some of our tougher spots. Tacoma to Olympia has climbed an hour and 15-minute commute because of an 18-mile backup between JBLM and Olympia. Nothing blocking, just really heavy volume. North 5, you're going to slow off and on through Nisqually. Up in Factoria, North 405 at I-90, a collision blocks that left general purpose lane. This is right at the HOV lane bypass. We've got a thick backup starting near Northeast 44th near the VMAC. And then prior to that, North 405, we're packed in South Center up into the Renton S curves. These are almost connecting. So right now, South Center to Bellevue is a 40-minute drive. South 405 heavy from 520 to the Renton Landing. Another backup through South Center. Bellevue to South Center also at 40 minutes. South 5 in Seattle, we're now packed at 130 at the North Gate to I-90, 45 minutes from Linwood. North 5 solid from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get through this. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your Friday forecast, partly cloudy skies today. We'll see a high 75. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Saturday, partly sunny, 76. Mostly sunny and 79 on Sunday. And a heat wave starts on Monday. Mostly sunny and 87 is the forecast. Right now in Seattle, we're looking at 69 degrees. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. One of the most anticipated movies coming out this summer, this is like one of those summer blockbusters in the classic blockbuster sense, is also one of the oldest stories out there, which is a unique part of this. This is not Jaws. This is not a big alien movie. This is the Odyssey.
It's not Fast and Furious 35.
It's not Fast and Furious 35, which looks great.
Sure.
This is going to be, this is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. And Christopher Nolan is one of those directors who has gotten to the place where what he's making almost is irrelevant. It's the fact that he's making it that gets people really excited about the movie. So it can be Interstellar, it can be one of the Batman movies, whatever.
Oppenheimer. He took a movie about making the atomic bomb and made it the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah. He's a master. Yeah. He really is.
And he could, because one of the things I heard about in the run up to this premiere today, it's released today.
Yep.
That this is like the last of the old style Hollywood directors. He's a real director. There are more stunt people listed in the credits of this movie than there are computer AI, CG.
Which there's still plenty of.
There's still plenty of.
Yeah.
But when you see guys, grabbing big oars and rowing a boat, and they were on the ocean.
They were really in a Viking longboat.
When you see guys in battle, it's not computer-generated soldiers. These are actors swinging prop swords at each other.
You heard a cool interview. We're going to get into the filming part of this in just a second. Neither of us have seen it. We're both excited to see the movie. It's not without its controversy. There have been a lot of conversations around casting choices. There's been a lot of conversations around lots of things about the movie.
Jimmy Kimmel was giving him grief for casting Matt Damon. I think that's a running joke.
Well, yes, Matt Damon.
No, but there were genuine.
There were genuine thoughts on some of the casting decisions. I still am excited to see the movie, regardless of all of the supposed controversy. But this is just a little bit of the trailer, and then we can get into this cool interview you saw the other night about why he filmed it. He filmed it in 70 millimeter, which for IMAX, and it's a whole different viewing experience apparently. So here's a little bit of the trailer.
Tell me what you remember. A wife?
the sun.
And then what?
We won the war.
Help me go home.
We have a lot more, but we can't play all the entire
We
trailer.
played all 3 minutes of the trailer.
He's really great with sound. Christopher Nolan, like one of the things he's best at, I think, is all of the sound. That like his sound design in his movies is such a massive character in the movies.
Yeah.
You think about like Oppenheimer, just like that creepiness, or Interstellar. It's just beautiful. It sounds like this is the same thing. But what were you hearing about the filming of this movie?
So I watched an interview with Christopher Nolan and Jon Stewart on The Daily Show on Monday night, and I've never seen Jon Stewart geek out over a guest as much as he did with Christopher Nolan. He had seen the movie in a special screening on Sunday, so he was complimenting his filming style and the choices he made and all these things. But that Nolan decided not only does he use real action and real sets and real stunts, he insisted on filming it in 70 millimeter, which is IMAX capacity filming.
Yeah. There's only a few of those theaters in Washington State. It requires a very specific type of projectionist that has to run it.
In fact, nationwide, there's been kind of a scramble to reinstall some of these type projectors in certain theaters because there's such a demand to see this, as no one intended it to be shown. So in IMAX 70 millimeter, it's like a...
It's huge, the screen.
It's not 4K, it's like 12K.
Yes.
The definition of the quality of the image on the screen. But the problem is these IMAX cameras are very, very noisy. So Nolan was talking about how he had to literally build like a cocoon around these.
A whole rig,
A whole rig, that would silence these IMAX of cameras. Plus, they hold 3 minutes of film.
Because it's so big.
And he literally he has to film these long scenes. We would have to stop an actor.
All right, so we hear some of that?
You got it? Yeah,
here it is.
I saw IMAX first, I was about 16 years old at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. And I wanted, right then, I was like, if I could ever...
At 16?
I wanted to make a film entirely in IMAX. On The Dark Knight, I had the opportunity to meet with IMAX and say, can we use your cameras and do the action scenes that way? So the introduction of Heath Ledger's Joker, truck flip, all that stuff. All that's IMAX. But because the cameras are so loud, we couldn't do performances. We couldn't capture the dialogue. And so finally with this film, I called them up and I said, look, if ever there were a film to do the entire film in IMAX, this is the one. So can we find a way to silence the cameras? And they built this blimping system, this kind of high-tech box. You put the camera in and then you can
So you're filming down that, but that IMAX has got to run out. How long, what's the cartridge on an IMAX?
A little under 3 minutes.
So every 3 minutes?
Yeah. Every 3 minutes you're saying to the actors, just stay in that mode.
Stay in the water.
Incredibly dramatic scene. I went to the actors early on and I said, in the middle of your most intense scene, is it okay if we just stop the camera, reload it, keep everybody quiet?
It'd be tough to do.
Incredibly
really
tough to
especially
do.
when you're on like water.
Right.
I mean, there's entire crews on movie sets that their only job is to make sure that one scene or one filming shot that you're doing is consistent with the
Continuity,
next. The continuity people, exactly. And so, like, I can't even imagine if you're in the middle of a scene on the water and you have a boat and everybody's rowing, you're like, all right, pause. Everybody wait, hold while we reload this camera. Like, how fast is that process?
Right.
It feels like old school Hollywood because these are old school Hollywood problems. They'd have to reload cameras in the middle of things.
Yeah, we're such a digitally advanced age in the way of movie making that this type of dedication to the quality of the product that he puts out is there's nobody else that does it.
Do you think it's a big enough difference that it warrants all of the special circumstances surrounding it? Like you mentioned the digital stuff.
Yeah.
When you film digitally now, you can just run it. Just go as long as you want. There's no more like, hey, we need to be like careful. We only have 2 days worth of footage left, and then we're going to run out, so we got to get everything that we need to. You can just keep going forever.
Right.
There are benefits to that because if you have a take that's ruined because there's a plane that flies by in the background, which they can digitally scrub and everything.
Sure.
But if something fails on your set, you're going to eat that cost on film.
Well, it's funny you say that because he brought this movie. Christopher Nolan was given $250 million to make this movie, which these days that's a pretty average budget, and except they're not doing it.
That's a big budget.
It's a big budget, but there are other films that have that kind of budget, but they do a lot of things digitally.
Yeah.
This guy's doing all these things in real world situations with real humans and real actors and real sets and all these camera blah 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 blah. He brought in under budget.
And don't forget,
and he finished filming in 81 days, not 90. He brought in ahead of schedule and under budget.
Well, that's because he's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's because it's him.
But don't forget, $250 million, that's half of what they're actually paying for this movie. Every time you've seen press about this,
that's production.
We're fans, we're talking about it.
That's production.
Whatever the budget is, you double that, and that's how much they're spending on PR.
Yeah.
And so to get the word out, to get people to actually go see these movies, all those little videos that you see that the studio puts together of like the cast rapping or whatever it might be, some stupid thing, that's all money. They're investing in that. So they're going to spend $500+ million probably just to get this movie out there. So you got to make a lot of money. But it's one of those stories. It's such a big deal.
Well, that was my other, and we're almost out of time. That's my other question is, there's only one place in town to see it on IMAX, and that's SIF. That's the SIF Cinema.
In Seattle, you can go to Bellevue. AMC has a 70 millimeter as well.
Oh, they do? Okay.
But they actually had to bring a guy in, because, again, it requires a special projectionist. They had to bring a guy in from Utah just to do the screenings.
Okay.
Which is
But
very cool.
but I don't want to see it on a regular theater.
Well, no, you want to see it.
No, I want to see it like he wants me to see it. He knows.
Our normal movies we watch, like you said a second ago, our TVs, like a lot of TVs are 4K, and that looks amazing. Yeah. Imagine a 12K.
Yeah.
That's what you could see.
Yeah.
And you could watch Matt Damon, either succeed or fail. I don't know how it turns out. All right, we got a lot more coming up.
Last call.
Last call. We got your text messages next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings, and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Well, folks, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Aegis Living in Ballard, we're going to have a little bit of a cook-off. Myself and Chef Dirk, the president of Aegis Living, who's an accomplished chef, are going to be preparing our favorite family recipes, and we'd like you to show up and be our guest at the open house and decide who's the better chef. In fact, Aegis are bringing in chefs from around the Northwest to show off their skills. There's a free food tasting, free wine tasting, $2,000 in raffle prizes. The Impaler, Spike and the Impaler is playing a live show at Aegis Living Ballard tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It's free of charge. We'd love you to join us. Go to aegisliving.com/KIRO to RSVP.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now, or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Do you know know you can donate real estate too. Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repairs, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
It's the best time of the year at Staples. With back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
If your water heater's failing or running out too fast, we've got CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program. Get a new system starting at just $44.99 a month with lifetime repairs and maintenance included. Book your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a lot of great text messages today. It is last call with your texts. Laura, why don't you start us off here?
On Jimothy, Brandon and Renton says, catch it, breed it, domesticate them. Traditional house pet reckoning.
There you go.
If they're hyperallergenic, we can call them rackapoos. Rackadoodles.
I would have a rackadoodle.
Oh.
It'd be an adorable pet. Can you imagine that, walking around with a little rackadoodle on a leash? I'd love it.
On unemployment benefits for striking workers, 253 says, unemployment pay just made my fellow Boeing strikers far more powerful. I love it.
Christine Buckley says, my husband was in the Boilermakers Union for 43 years. He was on strike a few times, and we had no money coming in. Because the union leaders could convince enough people that the strike was needed, the rest of us suffered terribly. We had to use food banks, government cheese, whatever we could. Man, that's tough.
Karen says, unemployment is 50% of your pay for the past 8 weeks that you worked. If you make $500 a week, unemployment would be $250 a week.
Interesting.
As a wife of a union carpenter, 206, as a wife of a union carpenter, I can't listen to this. If the union decides to strike, the members have no choice. They have had this happen to us 3 times, and it's taken the unions more than a year to get their contracts done. We have also had to live on unemployment, and it's only 75%. Notice it's different depending what you do, which is very hard to live on. Try living without pay. It can't be done. It's the unions that decide they strike, not the workers, all while they get paid from the membership dues, which are still due even when the carpenters aren't getting money because they're on strike.
I will say, just as a clarification, I still am. I'm in a union and a writing union, and it's legally required where I do some of my work. You are oftentimes pulled into a strike if the union membership vote in favor of a strike. So it does have to be voted in favor of a strike.
Members have to. I think
the leaders can't just uniformly decide.
Okay.
But if you're not a person who is in favor of a strike, it can be even if you are, they can be very, very difficult.
Sure.
And so Tier 06,
they're
I hear
supposed
ya.
to be.
That
They're
hits home.
supposed to be. It's the leverage you hold. You're willing to make a sacrifice.
Let's see here. Let's talk about poker with Dory. Jeff says, I love the story about Dory's card table and that you're still using it. I think it's great when you bring up memories of Dory in conversation. Thank you, Jeff. I like to play on that table and think about Dory.
Marguerite and Lacey says, Jake, you just made me burst into tears while I was driving. I really wish you guys would play some Dead Mouse on Fridays in memory of Dory.
Marguerite, we will try to. Thank you.
Elena says, when I worked in a high-end gallery in Yountville, Napa Valley, a collector came in and bought several original paintings. He paid with a stack of $100 bills. He was a professional poker player. We later shipped the paintings to Arizona in a custom-made crate. He bought more paintings from us by phone. One was a huge, once intended for Queen Elizabeth. Oh, wrong size for her wall, I guess.
Whoa. It's good investment. They got a lot of cash. They're doing well. Vicky says, isn't it illegal to play poker, to game? Everybody does, but like Fight Club, first rule, never talk about it. Just saying. Many cops listen to the show. Vicky, which is why we don't play for money. If I'm telling you honestly, I would never admit to such a thing on the air. We would never certainly do anything that's illegal, and I'm never going to admit to it on the air. Thank you, Vicky, for the heads up.
On the teenager who found a legendary jacket at the Goodwill bins, Brian in Olympia says, forget the kid. I want to hear from the guy who put the jacket down.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't know.
I guarantee you he's going to hear about this story, and he's going to remember that just at the beginning of this year, he had that's a big jacket to not remember.
Yeah, you'll know. I mean, I would talk to the guy who threw it away, who donated it.
Yeah.
How does that jacket end up in Portland, Oregon?
That's a great question.
Right? I mean,
yeah, it's an LA jacket. I mean, obviously some collector had it somewhere, and then probably somebody passed away and their kids didn't know what they had. I don't know. But it's at Sotheby's now, and it's going to make this kid a lot of money.
It's wonderful. On President Trump's speech on election fraud, 253 says, Spike, he was just trying to school you on the difference between elections interference, influencing your vote, and let me get this right. The difference between influencing your vote with disinformation targeted at you and interference with accounting or changing of your vote. And I love the show. That was from 253. Thank you.
Steve in downtown Seattle, has there been an Obama or Biden presidential speech that Fox did not broadcast? As a moderate, I would not blame Fox for not showing a Democratic presidential speech, and I would not blame any network for not showing any presidential speech. Again, a lot of these are they're all so boring. Yeah. They need to make them fun. Like, they all need to do these speeches with cool stuff around them. Or use like cool backgrounds like we all have available on Zoom just to make it a little more entertaining. All right, that's the end of the show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this week. We had a great time. We'll see you back here on Monday. John Curley's coming up next. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the sun. Bye-bye.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel. Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandswimspasale.com.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line, and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident Book Series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The Mariners are kicking off 50 season celebration weekend with an alumni home run derby on August 7th, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Watch Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers in an epic post-game competition. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food